mechanical mangler at the controls. It's Flounder, and it's freaking Thursday. Look at it, we go.
On the day I was born.
Dun, 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 dun. Is it still raining up there in the mountains of Macon there, Pete?
Wide wonder.
The animals are arriving 2 by 2.
Goody. Well, that makes sense. Anyway, other than that, off we go. Flounder, how's everything since yesterday? Anything new developments?
Nothing much. Got a jam-packed show today, that's for sure.
Yeah. How's Lucas, by the way, the podcast?
Lucas is doing good. I should bring him in one day, but it'd probably be a nightmare for him.
Yeah, that would probably be pretty freaky. Take some, if you play with him, take some videos. Because believe me, all my Facebook fans are wondering how's Lucas doing. Once in a while he pops up on a rim.
So Veronica has a dog, Winston.
Yeah.
And so they are...
Do they play?
They do. They actually...
We got to get video.
I'll get some video of that and I'll send it to you.
I promise you. And we just the other day popped up with him going into my jacket.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So they do like to do that. Anyway, 304, how's everybody doing? Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. 404-741-1230. 741-1230 is our number. We love phone calls. If you'd like to join us and it's open lines. Every day's open lines because, people don't make phone calls anymore. So when we get them, we enjoy them, and we'll talk about anything you want. Billions of issues going on here today. Oh, including, in case you haven't heard it, just joined us, Neal Boortz. I think that's still on. Is that correct? 4 o'clock?
We are a go for 4:03 because we do Fox News at the top of the hour, but we'll be chatting with Neal at 4.
Shortly after 4 o'clock, Neal Boortz will be calling in and we'll just chat. Like he does on Tuesday mornings with the morning crew around 7:24, and he's so I have to look for it. So Neal Boortz, so that'd be fun. See what's on. If you have, by the way, if you have any between now and then, if you have any questions to ask Neal Boortz or comments or whatever, hell, they can call in or our YouTube bandits, whatever they call.
If they have any questions,
yeah. If they have any questions they'd like to hear Neal talk about or something, let us know.
I will shoot that away right now.
Yeah, there you go. Let us know, and we'll be happy to pass those along. I mean, what the we're all in this together. It's all just it's like a reunion thing, kind of. Let's see. We got some actual news. Oh, can I do a thank you? I got to do a thank you, and it's also kind of a little bit of an embarrassing thing. Okay, as you know, I frequently have I call it a teeny itsy bitsy teeny little problem with modern day technology and social media thing and doodads and app things, stuff like that. I think it's fair to say that I have a minor problem adapting to the modern technology of the world. Can we say I just have a teeny little problem?
That's a nice way to say it.
That'd be one way to say it. All right. Okay.
You're a Luddite.
All right. So my car is actually now 4 years old, but it's still, and I'll bet both of you have a dashboard screen in your car that tells you stuff, right? I mean, if there's something going on or how fast you're going, or there's some little screen now in almost every car now in the middle of your dashboard. Flounder, he's talking to say, is that Amanda in there?
Yes, it is.
Hey, baby, how you doing? We love to see Amanda. I hope she's doing okay. Now, Flounder, just before you do you have a little dashboard cam? A screen in your dashboard tell you what's going on in your car and stuff like. Okay, we all do. Now, the problem is, as you know, I assume in your steering wheel also you have little arrows and stuff like that, so you can maneuver that screen to see what else is going on. Do you have that also? Okay. The problem is, I have had so many problems with tires. I think we've all known this over the last couple of years. I've probably bought 6 or 7 tires from all the nails and the construction and we've gone through. I mean, you all know that, right? Okay, so on my car, the screen is set so it's blank and it shows the speed I'm going, stuff like that. But if I hit the one arrow button, if I hit on my steering wheel, the arrow button up, one thing, it shows all 4 tire pressures. Okay, so and almost every day I check the tire pressure because if I do get a nail or something, it starts a slow leak, and before it gets down to 15 where the alarm goes off, I'd like to know if I've got a slow leak in one of those tires so I can take care of it before it becomes a flat. So I'm really anxious about making sure I've spent $3,000 on tires in 2 years, I'll bet you. Anyway, so I'm concerned about it, and all of a sudden the other day I went to turn on my car and boom, it went to a whole new screen of something and I couldn't get rid of it. And every time I pushed one of the up barrels or the arrow barrels and the arrows and the stuff and the little doodads on the steering wheel, it went, what kind of color do you like? You're listening to AM radio. I mean, a million, pressure of the Dubabapa Samba Lam, a 1.3 measure pressure guy. I mean, stuff I've never even, you know what it is. So I'm feeling like such an idiot that I called Schottenkirk, where I got my car deal. My mom has a bunch of cars up there. And I talked to this sweet girl named Laura, and she had no idea how to fix it either, because there's no manual. I mean, you just have to keep fiddling with it to figure out where it goes, but it goes to different places. Anyway, so she said, I'll tell you what, I'll get back to you. She was so sweet. She actually Googled and talked to experts to figure out how the hell I could get back to the screen I wanted to get so I could protect my tires and my Soto. Well, she finally called back and did it after all that time. And honestly, you don't get that kind of customer service anywhere for anything anymore. I just wanted to say, and I feel like such an idiot because I couldn't figure it out. I mean, and she didn't know either. Nobody knew. You just have to kind of fiddle with it. And so she looked it up somehow and told me, and I followed the directions right there, and I wrote them down so I could. Anyway, thank you, Laura Schottenkirk up in Jasper. And I feel like a goofball, but still, I don't know how to read my own car. I mean, my God, man, I'm a grown man, and I don't know how to read the stuffed dashboard of my car. Well, I do now. All right, I'm sorry, I blew the whole segment. 309. Here we go. Hey, where's Hunter? Hey, Hunter, where are you, buddy? Because a big break-in story today. We got the border story is a big story. And also Marjorie Taylor Greene is now suing to have an investigation on the little floozy of Fulton County Fanny, the side piece, and her boyfriend on the payroll. That's coming up here in a second, too. But first of all, the break-in story this afternoon is that Peter Navarro's going to jail. He's going to prison. 4 months. Served in the White House under Donald Trump. He was sentenced this morning for refusing to go to a subpoena for the January 6th committee. Golly, he refused to honor a subpoena for a House committee. Well, this wasn't even an official committee. This was a secret committee. And he refused to honor their subpoena, and he got convicted, and he's going to prison for 4 months and a $9,500 fine. Now, I recall a couple of weeks ago when a certain Hunter Biden also refused to go to the to the House committee that subpoenaed him. He dishonored and disobeyed the subpoena, which is exactly what Peter Navarro did, and Hunter Biden did the same thing. Therefore, the Republicans should be... Oh, wait a minute, they've stopped doing anything. Oh, that's right, too. Yeah, they said, we're going to sue you, boy. We're going to get you for all this. And then they didn't do squat. And then Hunter's lawyer finally said, you know what? Okay, we'll come in after all. Sorry about that. So in other words, if you break the law, but then later you say, okay, I'll obey the law later if you don't mind. Some other time I'll come in. Then, that's fine. Why didn't they charge him anyway? He violated the law. It's like if you go in to rob a bank and then you get away and then they catch you and you say, oh, crap, all right, here's the money, forget I ever did it. Okay, sorry to bother you. Have a nice day. What, you just don't have to pay for it? You still broke the law. He violated the subpoena. Oh, he's freaking cow. I don't get it. Anyway, Navarro, and by the way, the judge spoke kind of highly of Navarro, saying, I have a great deal of respect for you and accomplished what you've done that makes it more disappointing. Navarro refused to turn over a bunch of stuff that they wanted for this. Again, this January 6th committee was not real. This was just their own made-up thing that they had only liberals and Trump haters on the committee. It wasn't a real investigating committee. It was a complete whitewash. And we know that now by how they hid all the documents. They had secret documents that they erased and didn't give to the committee investigating their committee. I mean, it goes on and on and on. So Navarro, who defied a subpoena for a committee, 4 months in prison. Hunter Biden defied a subpoena from the House committee, and he gets to do it later because, you don't want to do anything about Hunter.
And he mocked them. He showed up and mocked them, and he still wasn't arrested.
Yeah, that's right. Remember, he had like a news conference with his buddies and then said, this is da-da-da-da-da. And by the way, Navarro's not even the first guy. The second, the former White House advisor, Steve Bannon. Remember him? He was convicted of 2 counts and sentenced to 4 months behind bars, but he's free pending his conviction. Also, contempt of Congress. 2 Donald Trump people got convicted for contempt of Congress and got jail terms. Hunter Biden did not get convicted because they let him go. They should have arrested him that afternoon. The fix is in, my friends. These freaking Republican cowards. And by the way, we're going to have the comments from Governor of Texas on the border coming up in a second. You're going to hear comments out loud from the Governor of Florida in a second. I don't have any comments from the Governor of Georgia. There's a written note saying, "You go Texas," or something like that, but that's it. I mean,
we're behind you 1,000%, Senator Eagleton.
That's right.
Keep going.
Behind you all the way. My God. 3:13. Boortz coming up at 4 o'clock with a Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. Look out. My God. Crying out loud. Jeez.
From the latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust, your best new follow on social media is Extra 1063. We're at XTRA 1063 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events and so much more. Follow at Extra 1063 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
Hey, it's only me. How's it going? It's only Kipper, 3:14. Coming up, the Dead Teen Music Salute. Also, Taylor Swift and AI porn. Holy cow. But first, a salute, all right, to our buddies at Atlanta Safe House. Jeff and Mark, I love these guys. This is a non-woke company, all right. They're here to protect you as you protect your assets. I didn't fully protect my assets when I went down to Florida when I retired many years ago. I didn't have a safe down there. Can't find my medical records from 20 years ago because Piedmont Hospital threw them out. VA says, no, you can't file that claim because you can't prove it. Nah, leave us alone. So, I lose because I screwed up. I didn't have a safe to protect my stuff, including your Social Security card. Doesn't go in your wallet. It doesn't go there. You don't need it in your wallet every day. Put it in your safe, along with stuff you need to protect and things you cherish. I keep mentioning the first corsage from your prom, or stuff at your wedding, or somebody's marriage in the family and birthday stuff. To say nothing of medical records and business records and jewelry and cash and guns, high security stuff. They can build you a vault door. I feel like a big-time Charlie Banker spinning that wheel, man. And again, remember, when they deliver a safe to your house or office, or wherever you want it, they're going to make sure they only use off-duty police and firefighters and military to give them a little extra money and say thank you for what they do. These are great guys. Jeff, Mark, the whole team over there. They have a showroom in Ackworth. Check out their pistol safes. A lot of guys, including me, never really think about having, just put the gun in the glove compartment or something. Well, that's one thing, but still, if something happens, if you have it locked up in a portable little a pistol safe, you're in business. Gun safes are always on sale. Great brand names, protecting your assets. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. Check them out. Look them up on the web. They got it there waiting for you. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Kawasaki Engines. Landscapers rely on their equipment every day and need capable power, and the team at Howard Brothers and Kawasaki Engines answers. Kawasaki Engines deliver the power and performance that Howard Brothers customers demand. Whether the equipment on their trailer is an Exmark, Skag, Cub Cadet, Toro, or Walker, chances are the mowers are powered by Kawasaki Engines. The folks at Howard Brothers know power equipment better than anyone. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Kawasaki Engines and Howard Brothers.
If you have been to Chuckingham Palace, you know that we now have gorgeous double front doors. Well, Dan Watkins, the guy that put that door in, told me some interesting things about it at dinner.
Atlanta is a weird market for front doors. For 40 years, builders have been installing odd-sized side lights as part of the front door, which is a huge problem now that people realize how much better their home looks with modern and beautiful double doors. Most companies will tell you the double door installation can't be done. It can be done, and we're the company to do it, no matter how odd the opening is. Let all Four Seasons garage and entry doors be the ones to tell you yes.
The Atlanta Braves are proud to host Braves Fest, presented by Delta Airlines, Saturday, January 27th at Truist Park. This fan extravaganza features interactions with all your favorite Braves players and coaches. Events include Q&A sessions, player autograph and photo opportunities, fun on the field with hitting, pitching, fielding, and base running stations, a fashion show, gaming center, and so much more. Braves Fest is free for all fans. Secure your free entry ticket at braves.com/BravesFest.
Don't let everyday aches and pains keep you from living your best life.
I don't think I really understood what people meant when they talked about pain until I started feeling it myself.
Start feeling better every day with Relief Factor, a daily supplement designed to support your body's fight against aches and pains.
Not only do I move better without pain, I just feel better.
Created by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that target 4 metabolic pathways to address pain. Relief Factor doesn't just mask aches and pains, it helps reduce or even eliminate them.
Today, I do the things I love, and it doesn't occur to me to think about pain.
You can feel the difference all day, every day.
Join the over 1 million people who have tried Relief Factor's 3-week Quick Start Kit. It's only $19.95 and comes with our Feel Better or Your Money Back guarantee. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum.
Kablam!
Stop. Shh. Let's listen to the song, mister. Ray Peterson, 2005, the voice behind this huge hit in 1960, Tell Laura I Love Her. Now stop that. Just stop, knock off that stuff. This is a very important song. Hey, Ray Peterson, who did this, died at the age of 65 in 2005. And by the way, after the hit record stopped coming in the early 70s, Peterson became a Baptist church minister and occasionally played the oldies music circuit. Ray Peterson, 2005. Now, listen to this for just, if you don't know the song, folks, this is a 1960 rock hit. One of the dead teen music songs. Bum, 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 bum. All the groups had a bum, 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 bum guy. Elvis, all of them. Yeah. Just did the wreck with his dying words.
You effectively chased away half of our listeners.
No, well, this was a thing. This was a real thing. And I can tell you, I was at like 15 or whatever it was that when this song came out, and I promise you, I had thought about the same thing. Boy, I'd love to have a girlfriend that I love so much that I would do anything for. And my final words, if I was in a wreck trying to get money to buy her an engagement ring, would be, tell her I love her. I mean, I went right to I remember tearing up. There was another one. What was this song where they got hit by a railroad train and they got away, and then the girl ran back to get his high school ring, clutched in her hand when she died.
That magazine I gave you last week about pop songs and stuff, they have a whole little chapter about these death songs that you might want to read.
I did. It's a real thing, but I'm telling you, I lived it. I remember crying to these songs thinking, boy, that would be a great way to die. I mean, I'm serious. They were, no, I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm going to, you're going to,
this explains the Taylor Swift fascination.
I'm telling you, I'm being absolutely honest with you. And it sounds, and I'm making a fool of myself, but the fact of the matter is, they actually had a thing in the country because parents were worried that their kids were all hopped up on dying for their true love, and that they'd go back in a flaming car to get a high school ring. I'm serious. This was real
Darwinism.
stuff. I lived it. I thought it. I wanted a girlfriend that I would die for and go into a flaming car to get her a ring. I mean, I'm telling you, it was a real thing. It was powerful. What the hell was the name of that song where she she ran back to get his high school ring, clutched in her hand?
Is it this one?
Yeah, there's the song.
Yeah,
That's
was
the
it.
name of it. I was wondering where it was.
Yeah, you got it. Good work, Flounder. You guys.
Well, I mean, it's becoming even more funny that I'm able to play that sounder at least once a day.
Well, you're going to play it again in a couple of minutes, too. I got 2 Taylor Swift stories coming up.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, but he eat me. How about that? 322. Oh, mercy. All right. Well, that was I'm telling you, that was a true thing. I lived it. I actually lived it. Okay, the news. We got a lot of newsy stuff here today. And again, remember, Neal Boortz is going to join us a little after 4 o'clock just to chat. We're just going to start a new thing. In fact, he wanted to do it. He said, I'd love to keep in touch more often. And we're thrilled. I mean, and again, today it's Thursday a little after 4. It could be any day of any week. It depends what his schedule is, what he's doing, because he's all over the country. So, and I told him, you can do anytime you want. Between 3 and 6, any day we're in. You just do it, and we'll be there. So, 323, Kimmer, Pete, and the Flounder. The border. Well, here we go. By the way, I mean, this is really. This is making me more and more angry the more I think about it. In fact, the Babylon Bee had a headline. Let's see. The Supreme Court rules that the National Guard cannot guard the nation. I mean, that's exactly what they've said. The National Guard cannot guard the national boundary. And Republican lawmakers now today, this morning, Mike Collins from Georgia, Republican from Georgia, has introduced a bill today that would ban federal authorities from removing the razor wire or other barriers from the border. As you know, the Supreme Court ruled that the federal authorities could do that. Actually, as I understand it, the rule, I'm hardly a lawyer, although I have been screwed by some. But as I understand it, the ruling just said that the Texas National Guard cannot interfere with the Border Patrol should they want to remove some piece of wire. But that doesn't mean that the Texas people can't keep putting up the wire, which they're doing. So again, it doesn't say you can't touch razor wire the rest of your life. I mean, no. This just, if they come to take it down, you can't stop them. So they don't, if they don't come to take it down, it's still there anyway. But we know whose side they're on. Anyway, they say, it said President Biden's aiding and abetting illegal aliens swarming our border, raiding our country's resources, said Mr. Collins from Georgia. Why else would he want to try to stop the state of Texas from turning back to getting them back to Mexico? With the Supreme Court siding with the America Last policies of the Biden people. We'll give credit to Mike Collins, Republican of Georgia. The America Last policies of the Biden administration. Congress has to stand with Governor Greg Abbott as he fights for the sovereignty of his state and our nation. All right, first Governor Abbott talking about why this obviously is important.
I'm not handling Texas is doing is just very simple. And that is because the Biden administration has really, truly abdicated its responsibility to secure the border and enforce the laws. Texas, very simply, is securing the border. And so we put up the razor wire that you were talking about, Bill, and we put up all these barricades that actually have denied illegal entry. And as you pointed out also in that screen, that there are criminals coming across our border. Texas has a right, as a state, to stop criminals from coming into our state, to make arrests of those criminals. And we have National Guard as well as Texas Department of Public Safety officers who are there to make those arrests and to deny illegal entry. And Joe Biden actually does have an option here. Joe Biden's option is to enforce the laws of the United States and stop this illegal entry.
Again, there's not even a debate about it. But remember, nobody in the media covered this story except Bill Mnuchin from Fox News, who was down at the border every day. Nobody covered this story for a year. And all those people came in, and by the hundreds of thousands, and it was not on NBC, CBS, ABC every night, and MSNBC and CNN. I mean, nobody got this whole thing, and now they're rushing to try to have to, pretend that they, there's no, now even the administration saying, well, we have a serious issue, but they're blaming Republicans. I mean, just freaking unbelievable. Now, for the record, that's one governor you heard comment, Governor Abbott. Here's another governor from Florida, Ron DeSantis.
Biden is going after Texas, saying that they must remove fortifications from their border. They put wire, they put things to keep people out. Biden's saying you got to take that down to let people come in illegally, which is just crazy. And I remarked that if the Constitution was originally understood to mean that a state could not protect itself against an invasion, that the federal government could force a state to allow an invasion, the Constitution would have never been ratified in the first place. Texas would have never joined the Union when it did. And if you look at Federalist 46, which Daniel Horowitz pointed out, James Madison talks about situations where federal encroachment can be mitigated by state action. So you have Texas here that's holding its ground. They have every right to fortify the border vis-a-vis an invasion, and that's Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution. So they're in the right.
I assume this has got to a different way of writing and grammatically taking care of the issue legally. I assume we'll also have to go before the Supreme Court, matching whether the federal government not only can, whether they can, we're not talking about now whether they can take down some barbed wire a state put up, but they never really did talk about the issue of the sovereignty of a state for a foreign invasion. Again, this is a whole new kind of situation. It's not like we're inviting them in from the Cuba boat lift or something, you know. I mean, this is a whole new deal, and I can't imagine there's not going to be another Supreme Court issue on a different angle of it. To get what they're not. Now, for the record, here's a quick list of the states that are joining support of Texas. Georgia's in there. Our governor released a statement saying, "Yep, we're on you, boy. We're all in favor of that. I got to go now." But that's, I mean, you know, why isn't anybody Marjorie Taylor Greene screaming about stuff? But we'll get to her in a second. Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Iowa, Idaho, Nebraska, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Dakota, South Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming are supporting Texas, saying to screw you feds. And by the way, there's going to we got a little phone call? Is that okay? Be right. Hold on one second. I don't have the screen up here on that one. So
Roberto's on the line. He wants to chime in on the border talk.
Okay, and we'll do that in 1 second. A reminder that, and I didn't know this till just now, there's going to be a Take Our Border Back Day, a multi-day, actually, trucker convoy. January 29th through February 3rd, they're going to have routes that end in Eagle Pass, Texas, Yuma, Arizona, and San Ysidro, California. Multitask, multi-day, Take Our Border Back. Trucker convoy. Oh, man. I don't know what that means. Are they going to shut down all the interstates for half the country? I'll bet you.
Remember? That sounds a convoy.
That's right. Breaker. Man, is that going to be cool or what? I'm looking forward to that. All right, to the phones. I'm sorry, who do we have here, Flounder?
Roberto.
Roberto, you're on the radio, my friend. What's going on? What do you think?
Hey, guys. I just saw something this morning that said that for all of the processing of all of these people across the border, that they are using up VA resources to handle that. So while you've got veterans that are on massive wait lists to get help for whatever, they're using those resources to process these people across the border.
Well, that just freaking figures, and you're talking to a guy who's been dealing with the VA for a year. I mean, it's just, it figures, it just figures. It just, Roberto, I'm speechless. I'm so ticked off about the whole.
I got you. I'm a vet myself, so I feel your pain.
Man, hey, I really appreciate it, though. Thanks for the information. And again, I should be surprised, and I'm not. Thanks, man. I really am grateful, and thank you for your service too. She said, these bastards. All right, hold on.
You want something to abuse you for a second?
I do.
This was a headline, a real headline in ZeroHedge.com. You ready?
Yeah.
Reid Hoffman pulls out of Nikki Haley after New Hampshire pounding.
I think he meant her campaign support, maybe. Although, she looked a lot hop shiny in the back of the SUV. Maybe he was actually accurate. 331. Give her Pete and Flounder. Look out.
Live and local every morning. It's the Morning Extra with Tug, Rhino, and Los.
We're not the party that energizes, that gets together. If we did kind of do peaceful protests instead of what they do, that's a good thing that we could energize and do and get people excited about. Maybe change the narrative and maybe let people listen to us. We're not going to do that.
No,
we should be in front of Fulton County.
Protest.
Right.
I'm not.
I mean, in reality, we should be in front of the Fulton County Courthouse and we should be saying something or having signs up and doing their little chants. Hey ho, Fanny must go. It's kind of funny. Hey ho, you must go. But regardless,
it's weird how it works out in this case.
It kind of worked out that way, didn't it?
Great way to end 6 o'clock hour.
Hey, ho, you must go. Oh, God.
You're not supposed to say that about the DA.
Oh, whoops.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. every weekday morning on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Get involved with Special Olympics Georgia today. Join Special Olympics Georgia for the 2024 State Indoor Winter Games in Cobb and surrounding areas, January 26th through 28th, and watch Georgia's champions compete in sports like basketball, powerlifting, bowling, floor hockey, and pickleball. Volunteer today and head to SpecialOlympicsGA.org and click on the volunteer link. Thank you to our statewide sponsors, volunteers, and fans that come out to support these amazing athletes.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
At the Piedmont Bank, we're proud to be one of Georgia's largest community banks, focusing on serving businesses and the communities they serve. With headquarters right here in Metro Atlanta, our tailored banking expertise and solutions help meet the diverse needs of our customers so they have what it takes to grow, expand, and thrive. It's what elevates us above the rest. Find a location near you at Piedmont.bank and experience elevated banking for you and your business. The Piedmont Bank. Banking elevated. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, Cobb's premier lifestyle magazine, where you'll find familiar faces, local voices, and community businesses like Diaz and Gaeta.
Thanks, Tara. Hi, I'm Giovanni Diaz.
And I'm Zach Gaeta. We have been in practice for 11 years and have 6 attorneys on staff. Our practices offered personal injury, immigration, and criminal defense. We are located right here in Cobb County. Check out our website at dglawga.com and set up a free consultation.
We believe legal help should be accessible and affordable for everyone. The first consultation is always free and directly with one of our attorneys, and we maintain contact with our clients. We do not build walls between clients and attorneys. I assure you, Attorney Diaz and Gaeta will be working on your case and walking through the entire process.
Our team is always looking for opportunities to serve the community. We are open to participating with nonprofit and community organizations. That's why our relationship with Our Town Monthly is important to us.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate you and the entire team at Diaz and Gaeta. And remember, our town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
Horizon Background Screening is a fully licensed and insured private investigations firm that focuses on litigation support for law firms, criminal defense cases, and background investigations. We are also FCRA compliant and process pre-employment background checks, tenant screening, and background checks for volunteer organizations. Whether your business is a law firm needing anything from scene investigations to witness interviews, or a company that requires pre-employment background checks, we have the experience you need. Visit horizonscreening.com to learn more. That's horizonscreening.com.
Pack your bags and join the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets football team in Dublin, Ireland as Toe meets leather to kick off the 2024 football season in Dublin. The Aer Lingus College Football Classic will feature your Yellow Jackets versus the Florida State Seminoles in a special Week 0 matchup on August 24th, 2024. Don't miss this unique opportunity to visit one of the world's most popular travel destinations while cheering on the Jackets on a global stage. For travel packages, tickets, and more information, go to gt2ireland.com. Sting 'em.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for a new weekly radio show, Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. Tune in every Saturday at 10 a.m. or find it online at thepodcastpark.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
There we go. The man, the king, the poet. You. Bob Dylan. You.
Not the king.
Well, not the king. Elvis will always be the king, I guess.
The jester.
The
Elvis
jester,
was the king.
yes. 2004, Bob Dylan paid by ladies' underwear company Victoria's Secret to fly to Venice, northern Italy, to film a TV commercial in an ancient palazzo with a scantily dressed model. A lot of fans were very upset, while others were sympathizing with our little friend there. Oh, now what? Oh, crap! I just had my stupid iPad. Or hold on, there it is. I got it. I'm sorry. Sorry. How does it feel? Rolling Stone, Bob Dylan.
That's good work if you get it. You know, flying to Italy.
Yeah, to be with a scantily clad palazzo chick. Mercy. Not too shabby. Anyway, that's all Bob Dylan. 339, our birthday list today. By the way, I checked at least 2 sources for history on this day and birthdays. And on the birthday list, it had like 50 of them, and I only recognized one person. And that was Alicia Keys, 43 years old today. And Flounders, a guy, had her also saying, gorgeous and incredibly talented make-up-free singer-songwriter. No One, If I Ain't Got You, Empire State of Mind, Alicia Keys, 43. Where's my Froggy? Froggy! Oh, here it is, sorry. Alicia Keys with the thing there. Like other birthdays, for example, Ariana DeBoss, Anita in the West Side Story remake. You ever heard of her?
Never heard of her.
There's a million like that. I didn't want to do it. All right, well, let's see. History. Speaking of radio, 1960, speaking of Tell Laura I Love Her. God, I wish I remember the name of that other song where she ran back and found my high school ring clutched in her fingers tight. Oh, God, I almost had it. I almost had it. Anyway, 1960, the payola scandal. It got a little too obvious for the National Association of Broadcasters. They decided to crack down now on disc jockeys taking bribes under the table from song producers and record companies to play their records over and over and over so it would boost their sales. And the radio stations, they didn't care as long as some people were listening to the music. Mostly it was, they were getting... now, a lot of it was just to play the guy's record, and it was really bad music, and they just got money for it. But anyway, it got so obvious. And again, the 60s, same thing with TV. Remember, not the prices, right? Not password. What the hell was it?
64,000 questions.
Yeah, and again, and shows like that. And it got scandals all over the place. And this was 1960. Payola and the National Association of Broadcasters cracked down. I won their scholarship, when I go to graduate school. In fact,
the Payola Scholarship?
The Payola Scholarship. No, silly. The National Association of Broadcasters Scholarship. Actually, I won it 2 years in a row, but they wouldn't give it to me because it wouldn't be fair to have me win it 2 years in a row. So, which I said, that's okay. I appreciate it. I was on a GI Bill.
Who'd you have to sleep with to get that to?
Well, I was a veteran, and I was good at what I did, and I had an A average. And I did 4 years of college in 2 years, and they were impressed, and that was long. That was back when I was actually, successful, dedicated.
Winner Kimmer.
The old Kimmer. Don't hold it against me, all right? 3-5. I used to actually be dedicated.
I was somebody.
Disciplined.
You ain't nobody.
That young man's going somewhere. They can see me now. That's the Kimmer?
Most likely to blow it.
Oh, mercy. 341. Okay, just in, President Trump, former president, took the stand this morning in his own defense in the civil defamation trial. Jean Carroll's defamation. The judge already ruled that the jury ruled that in the rape case where she said he confronted her in a dressing room at some department, I forgot what department store, and raped her. And the jury said, no, we don't think he raped her, but we think he sexually molested her or touched her or something. So we fined him $5 million. And the judge fined him $5 million. And now and then Trump said, I don't even know this woman. She's nuts. She's crazy. She's freaking insane. And then the woman sued him for libel for making comments about her. So she charged him for a charge that he did not get convicted of, still won $5 million. And then he said he called her a bitch, basically, and a liar, and he never even knew. She never even met her before. And so she sued him for she wants another $10 million. And that's what they're deciding today in the case. Now, here's the thing. Trump denied the allegation that he has sexually attacked her, and it resulted in her slapping with a defamation lawsuit, claiming that her reputation was harmed when he was talking about her. So today, Trump got on the stand, was asked 3 questions by the defense attorney. He was asked whether he saw his deposition played in court, to which he said yes. Did he see the deposition played in court? Second, he was asked if he stands by his statements in the deposition, to which he said 100% yes. Third question, he was asked if he ever threatened this girl, Carol, in his tweets and social media posts. Trump said, no, I was only defending myself from what I believe was a false allegation. Then the judge struck that statement from Trump that went beyond a yes or no answer. On the way out of the courtroom, Trump reportedly said, this is not America. They insist her allegations were all made up, including the accusation that she was motivated by wanting to sell copies of her book, which he's been saying for a long time. She's 79 years old. She claims he raped her at Bergdorf Goodman department store. This is all absolutely nonsense. So he wasn't even convicted of the rape, and she still got $5 million, and I guarantee this judge is going to give her another 10. And how's he supposed to fight this? This means, if you, oh my God, you could set yourself up to do this in New York State. If they hated you enough, you could win a case like this. This woman, my God, she couldn't prove her case, and she's going to get $15 million. And Trump's he can't, and by the way, yeah. That legal thing by the judge is important. Remember, Trump cannot testify in his own defense. He can only respond to questions asked by the defense attorney. It's just outrageous. Oh, God. Anyway, well, that's...
And this is a woman who's been quoted on social media saying, how do you know it's an unwanted sexual advance until you advance it?
Yeah, she got caught in an earlier post talking with people about kind of almost making fun of the fact that, well, it might not be, it may just be fooling around. It was making light of the whole deal. It was unbelievable.
She was on Anderson Cooper talking about how some people can fantasize about rape, how some women... And that was when Anderson Cooper was like, all right, we're going to take a break.
Yeah. It's just... And by the way, that's a thing, ladies. We know it. It's not
fetish for some people.
I think there are 2 of us in this room, I'm sorry, no, 2 of us. I'm sorry, because Flounders are the one in the other. What I meant was, of the 3 of us talking, there were 2 of us out of the 3 who could testify that there are some women who, in fact, like to have a little pretend thing about sort of being taken. Okay, again, I'm going to keep this above board, and I'm not trying to be kinky or anything else, but I guarantee you that women who would never admit it are driving along saying, well, so get off my back. That's true. Anyway, she didn't, it's just amazing.
Okay, I have a question here.
Yeah.
What if I don't know, maybe you visited New York State at some point, or maybe you've never been there. Can a woman like that come out with a lawsuit in New York and drag you there from another state to have to answer to it?
Yeah. If you don't show up, I guess you'll be held in contempt.
What if you never go to New York State? What if you never go to New York State? Do they come get you?
Well, I don't know. I think they would convict you in absentia. I think it's what they do. If you don't show up...
They never go there.
In a civil case, if you don't show up, you're convicted. And probably subpoenaed for I don't know. But I think they just rule in the other guy's favor. In small claims court, that's what happens all the time. If you charge somebody in small claims court, they figure it's not worth going, they're going to lose.
But if we get a state that becomes so corrupt, like New York and California has become, that it's all political, at some point, your state's got to protect you.
Well, that's why a certain senator in Texas is growing mutton chops, because the Civil War's coming. 346 for the Kimmer Payton Flounder. I'm not making that up.
South will rise again.
Atlanta radio legends are right here on Extra 106.3. And here's what you missed from Neal Boortz.
You know, some of these Gen Z people show up for job interviews with their parents. Oh, yeah, you're hired. Gen Z employees are not capable of handling their workloads. No surprise there.
Catch Neal's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
As we start 2024, Central Heating and Air Conditioning would like to thank everyone for trusting them with your heating and air conditioning and home performance needs by throwing the 27th annual Winter White Sale going on right now through the end of February. And you can save up to $2,000 with carrier rebates, the best in the business. At Central, you're guaranteed to get the best deals possible. And why is Central Heating and Air the best? Well, they're one of the few locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and it's still that way today. And Central Heating and Air Conditioning can fix what ails your house health and possibly your family's health with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speeds, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Central Heating and Air's 27th annual Winter White Sale goes through the end of February. So check them out online at centralheat.com or call them at 770-GET-HEAT and turn to your Atlanta carrier experts.
Stop dreaming. Start driving. Get the gift that keeps on giving with the RBM of Atlanta's Certified Pre-Owned Sales Event. Each of our certified pre-owned vehicles undergoes an exhaustive process of analysis, inspection, and reconditioning until it meets the uncompromising standards of RBM of Atlanta and Mercedes-Benz. For a limited time, get special financing from as low as 3.39% APR. In addition, you'll receive unlimited confidence with Mercedes-Benz's unlimited mileage warranty, delivering continued assurance for up to 7 years. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details and see how to qualify. We'd love to welcome you to the RBM of Atlanta family. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Not all offers apply to all vehicles, and special financing available to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Services through January 31st, 2024. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call 770-390-0700 for details.
You've been listening to Ray Giudice for years. He's a smart guy. You know he knows DUI and criminal law. He's been in practice for over 30 years. But did you know Ray knows some of the best legal minds in the business? From labor contracts to real estate to divorce. Ray can help you through it all. He can put together the legal team you need. He's the guy you call when you've got legal questions. So call him at 404-964-4185. Ray Giudice. 404-964-4185.
What's your retirement plan? Master Plan Retirement Consultants specialize in constructing plans designed to meet the challenges you could face over the course of a retirement. As holistic retirement planners, we cover tax, income, Social Security, legacy, healthcare, and long-term care planning. Our strategies are designed to maximize your retirement savings and income while minimizing taxes and protecting your assets from forces that could disrupt your retirement, providing peace of mind. A fiduciary advisory firm, Master Plan Retirement, works with you to create the potential for a sustainable retirement and a legacy to be remembered. Join us on our weekly radio show, Retirement Roadmap, every Saturday at 12 p.m. on Extra 106.3 as we discuss retirement topics for today's financial environment. Episodes can also be found on YouTube and on your podcast platform. Find us at masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation. Master Plan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Good marketing makes a company look smart. Great marketing makes a customer feel smart. The Marketing Madmen surround themselves with people that are smart. The Marketing Madmen is a network of themed shows that simplify and celebrate the madness of marketing with real-world advice, timely and meaningful interviews, and good old-fashioned hijinks. Everyone is marketing something, which means that we can talk about anything. Tune in every Saturday at 3 p.m. to Extra 106.3 to hear the Marketing Madmen, or look us up on Google, find us on your favorite podcast provider, search the Marketing Madmen, and please send your questions, send your comments. We're happy to talk to you.
I found it. I just Googled. I found it. And tell Susan thank you. It wasn't Last Kiss, but thank you, sweetie. I appreciate it. Give her babe Susan helping us out there. This for Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown. First of all, get on board here. Bobby Brown, on this day in 1989, was arrested for an overtly sexual suggestive performance after a show in Columbus. He was fined $652 under the anti-lewdness ordinance in Columbus. I assume Columbus, Ohio, maybe Columbus, Georgia. It doesn't say here, so I don't know. Anyway, quick birthday list. Again, it's kind of slim pickings here. I don't know a lot of these people. Mia Kirshner, 49, Spock's mom.
Mehoff. Jack Me. Yeah, because that's how you started off with Mehoff.
Jack J. Jr. Remember we used to do a bunch of those things in the phone books, and names would get in there and by fun. And God, we haven't done stuff like that in a long, long time. Anyway, Mia Kirshner, Spock's mom on Star Trek Discovery, the assassin Mandy on 24, and Jenny in the L Word. She is 49 today. And history note, perhaps the most famous mobster of all time, always worried and feared that he would die a mobster's death by machine gun or a garrote around the neck. But Al Capone died on this day in 1947 from pneumonia, heat failure, and syphilis-related insanity neurodisease. He was being eaten, his brain was being eaten alive by syphilis. Syphilis will make you nuts. It will drive you insane. Untreated. Anyway, and by the way, I just, now I lost my phone dial. Here it is. I mentioned there was we played the thing, Ray Peterson with Tell Laura I Love Her. He was in the stock car race money to get her a ring. The other song, another one of these things, was Teen Angel by Mark Dinning. Teen Angel, that fateful night the car was stalled upon the railroad track. I pulled you out and we were safe, but you went running back. Teen Angel couldn't hear me. And the thing is, let's see. What was it you were looking for that took your life that night? They said they found my high school ring clutched in your fingers tight. Teen Angel, can you hear me? They buried my Laura today. That's Teen Angel by Mark. And so again, once again, these are, I'm telling you, there were a bunch of these songs like that. And guys like me, I was 13 or 14 or whatever, and I was thinking, oh God, how romantic. I have a girlfriend running to get your high school ring.
You deserve to die if you went back for a high school ring.
It was a different time.
That's Darwinism.
It was a different time. Well, this was back when. Okay, well, was that a phone call? Can you hold on for 20 seconds? Okay. This was a different time when in schools, every elementary and junior high school had class differentiation, whereby at a certain time of day, the boys went to study shop and work in a wood shop, and the girls took home ec. And the girls learned how to type so they could be secretaries, and they learned how to cook, and they learned how to sew, and they learned how to take care of a house. And they learned that when your husband comes home, have a drink ready for him and don't ask him how his day went until he's ready to talk about it. I'm not making this up. I could read the stuff that's in there, 1954. I mean, it's all written down. This is what, I mean, and the thing of, the girl is, loves her man and he'll do anything for her. So, I mean, I'm telling you, this whole teen death rock and roll thing was a real serious thing. And back then, in that time and day, I'm telling you, I remember getting so emotional about that. You would love to have a girlfriend, or I would go into a crash to get her. It was nuts. Anyway, and they were worried about it. The country was worried about children, teenagers being kind of lured into this horrible, grotesque.
Yeah. They were also worried that they were reading comic books.
That's true too.
Yeah.
Grace Metalius in Peyton Place. Oh my God, they kissed and he touched her breast. Oh no! I mean, really? He touched her under her shirt. Oh no! Oh my God! It's like All right, 3:55. We got a phone call here. Scotty, the window guy. Hello, Scotty. You're on the radio. What's going on?
Hey,
Tango. What's happening?
Man, I have to let you know that my wife, Kristen, she does have a meal ready for me every night when I get home, and she is the best.
Well,
but let me
there you are.
And this day and time, 1971, didn't the Manson and their crew get convicted of murder?
Well, now, Scotty, I'm the one in charge of doing the history things, and now you've just taken away one of the history things I was going to do later on, Mr. Helper.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't really need, I've got my own list. I really appreciate it. I've definitely got, It would make it a lot easier for me if someone else did all this, I guess, but, it's since I've already got it.
Oh, I guess I failed. Oh, Davis, how how's the Whataburger over there in Woodstock? Because I have never been. The first time I was going to go there, it was an 8-hour wait. There were people on 575 in line. They had traffic blocked off the day it opened to get in there and get a burger.
Well, that first
How
day,
is
yeah.
that burger?
Yeah.
That is good. I went at 7 o'clock, walked right in, no problem. 7 o'clock at night on a Wednesday or something.
Well, okay.
And it was
all
a
right.
good burger.
All right,
good burger.
and Kimmer, what do you think about old Miss Nikki and what she's doing with all the Democrats, it seems now? Let me hear what your opinion is on that.
Nikki.
Nikki Haley? Well, it's over. I mean, she's going to hang in there for a while. And then her big boosters, including the latest billionaire, said, go by the Kenny Rogers song, they know when to fold them. And it's time to fold them. So
it just doesn't make any sense why she didn't say that. Well, let's give a shout out to you two, Mafia Kimmer. Thank you for your service.
All right, Semper Fi. All right, Scotty. 357, Scotty and the gang, a little YouTube Mafia there was a thing called a bongo thing. And I mentioned jokingly the Babylon Bee. I love these people. Tensions have escalated dramatically between the federal government and the Lone Star State as illegal immigration, following Supreme Court's that place, Texas Senator Ted Cruz grew out mutton chops in preparation for civil war. I do declare that the federal government has overstepped its authority, said the Texas lawmaker to a crowd of armed Texans as his extravagant sideburns jiggled dramatically with each drawling syllable. Our dear state is under bombardment by both invaders from the south and those good-for-nothing carpet-bagging bureaucrats from up north. The crowd reportedly cheered in response, firing their AR-15s and pitchforks into the air with hoots and hollers. The state's Southern Belles then began lining up to donate their fine jewelry to the cause of smelting enough razor wire to surround the entire state, in addition to the city of Austin. Cruz's wife, Miss Heidi Annabelle Cruz, was even seen tearfully removing the pearl earrings she had purchased while in Cancun and placing them, remember that trip, and placing them into the donation basket for smelting. Senator Cruz had been seen riding a horse through town yelling, "The feds are coming! The feds are coming! To arms! To arms!" And by the way, the freaking Babylon Bee. Honestly, I love these people. For example, I don't know whether you saw the other day that Hillary Rodham P. Stinky Fart Cabbage was all ticked off about the Academy Awards nominations and not being diverse enough and so forth. Well, hours after Hillary condemns Barbie, the Oscar statue was found dead in an apparent suicide. And Amy Comey Barrett says the ruling for open borders has nothing to do with the landscaping work she needs done this summer. So there, anyway. Oh, and one more. The cartel, open borders now, cartels are switching from smuggling meth to the more lucrative Stanley tumblers, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, it's coming up at 4 o'clock after a little news check. Neal Boortz joins us from God knows where with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounders standing by. Look out, here we go.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta's Safe House.
He still says it's a hoax. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. The former president testifying in his own defense at the E. Jean Carroll defamation trial in New York.
After the plaintiffs rested and some discussion took place about former President Trump taking the stand, he eventually did, spending about 5 minutes total under examination. He said he denied Carroll's accusation and said he did not instruct anyone to hurt the plaintiff. After a very brief cross-examination and one more question from his team, the defense rested.
Fox's Gernal Scott. Closing arguments begin tomorrow. Trump was found liable last year in a trial over Carroll's claims of sexual assault and defamation. She argues in this second civil case, he's still defaming her with his denials, and she's seeking $10 million in damages. charges. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says talks on a border deal and aid to Israel and Ukraine will continue over the weekend. He says they continue to move forward and that Democrats are negotiating in good faith. Republicans are pressing for policy change on the border, not just more funding. Separately, Senate Republicans are proposing a bill to put a citizenship question on the census, aiming to keep illegal immigrants from being counted.
Tennessee Senator Bill Haggerty says that would ensure only legal citizens are counted when organizing congressional districts. He believes current law gives an unfair advantage to blue states and cities.
This loophole that's being exercised is giving disproportionate power of the vote to people that live in sanctuary states and sanctuary cities.
The bill has a slim chance of passing with Democrats controlling the Senate and the White House. The U.S. Constitution says that persons are counted on the census and does not specify that they need to be citizens.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz on Capitol Hill. A late rally into record territory on Wall Street. The Dow up 242 points, back over 38K. The S&P up 25. The NASDAQ up 28. America is listening to Fox News.
New year, even a presidential election year, but we are still facing the same issues. You need to prepare for the worst. Protect your home, your family, and your investments. It's time to reach out to the Oxford Gold Group. They make it simple for you whether you are buying more gold, diversifying your 401k, or buying gold for the first time. Call the Oxford Gold Group at 833-995-GOLD and order the investment guide or make a purchase of precious metals and get up to $2,500 in free gold. 833-995-GOLD.
Hear that? The sound of adorable little birds in your garden. And if you were here, you'd taste the 2 sweet but tiny tomatoes you grew all by yourself. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens when you're riding your motorcycle, protected by Progressive, on your way to the store for a pack of normal-sized tomatoes. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without getting your hands dirty. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
How's it going? Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete and Flounder. 403. Oh, I haven't heard this song in years. In fact, who else did this song? Did somebody do it?
No, this is by the band.
Yeah, but Cripple Creek, baby, the band. Yeah, it's 1986. The U.S. manager Albert Grossman died of a heart attack while he was flying on the Concorde from New York to London. Albert Grossman managed Bob Dylan, Peter, Paul, and Mary, the band playing here, Janis Joplin, and Todd Rundgren. Grossman built the Bearsville recording studio near Woodstock in 1969, and the next year founded Bearsville Records. Anyway, the band up on Cripple Creek. Our birthday list includes Dinah Manoff, 68. She played Elaine on Soap and Carol on Empty Nest. I don't know who that is, and I don't think I saw any of those shows. I know of them, but I never watched them. And 404, and our day, little thing in history today. On this day, 2006, Survivor winner Richard Hatch was found guilty of tax evasion for failing to pay taxes when he won the $1 million grand prize on Survivor. He was sentenced to 51 months in prison. How could you be so stupid as to just pretend, just say, well, everybody in the world know you won $1 million. How could you think you just didn't have to pay any? Seriously, how could you think nobody's going to know?
He was on an island. Who would know?
Who was watching that stupid? Anyway, 405. Do we have our special guest on the horn here today?
We sure do.
With Kimmer, Peter, Flounder. It's Neal Boortz. Hey, how's it going, my friend? Where are you, first of all? And welcome aboard. What's up?
Where's my damn theme music?
We need some. I'm absolutely offended by our own radio station, Mr. Boortz. We don't have your special theme. Here we go. Now we're talking.
There you go.
We'll do better next time. Hopefully there is a next time. Bad start.
Well, when I got fired by I didn't. My contract was up at a radio station that no longer exists in any form in Atlanta.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, WGST.
And how do I remember? In fact, I remember what you said when I was gone. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Tell you when you were fired.
What did I say?
You said when they fired me, I was the last one. Tom Hughes had called in that day and said he announced his. Oh no, Tom Hughes was on the radio that morning, and he announced his retirement, much to the chagrin of everybody. Nobody had any idea. The King, the morning show king. He just said, "Well, I've decided I'm retiring, and this is my last day." And everybody goes, "Oh my God!" So I went in. Now I think it was a Friday, if I'm not mistaken. And so I went. I was going early, and I went in, and they called me into the office and said, "Well, you're gone too. So you're out." And then your comment was, "Well, they fired Peterson. So would the last one there please turn out the lights?" Because I was the last.
By the way, Tom Hughes, did he ever amount to anything?
I love that guy. I'll tell you, he's one of the, and his sweet wife too, the former judge, and what a couple. I mean, they got like 9 houses all over the world. They fly all over the place. They're a happy couple. I mean, I'm so happy for them. Honestly, he's one of the literally one of the nicest people in any kind of entertainment or broadcasting industry I've ever met. Really.
And then some of the people that worked with us are no longer around, like Sasquatch, for instance. Remember him?
Yeah.
Wade.
Yeah, Wade Medlock.
Yeah, Wade Medlock.
I'm in the kudzu.
I don't think he actually appreciated the Sasquatch line. But anyway, after I left there, I signed a new contract with that other station. Yeah. And I had 6-month non-compete clause. Yeah. 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was being paid by both radio stations at my full salary for that. So we got on the road. And I can remember plainly, I was driving through Boulder, Colorado, playing a CD of Alan Parsons Project, and the song Lucifer came up. And I said to Donna, "Lucifer, that's going to be my new theme song." But it never worked out. No.
Well, you're full of surprises, Neal, including the other day, and I replayed it on our show in the afternoon, your comments with the morning team, the America's all-anal crew, the beautiful bastards in the morning, and you were talking about your middle name. I had never heard that, and what a story that was. Holy cow.
Well, you know what, the ID, what was it, the gold ID, good ID, whatever it is, ID Act, that required your full name to be on every piece of identification. So my middle name was the most prominent on my driver's license. In these idiot TSA agents, I'd show them my wallet, my ID card, and they say, "Oh, it's Adolf."
Neal Adolf Boortz.
So, and like I asked the other morning, who in the hell?
1945, who would name their kid Adolf?
Especially now, Kimmer, I know a lot more about my dad's exploits. As you know, he flew in
Marine Corps
in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam.
Yeah, he's a man.
He was a combat pilot in all of them. Yeah. And when I was born, because I have the letter right here that he wrote to his dad. When I was born, he was on Okinawa, and he was preparing for the invasion of the Japanese mainland.
Wow.
And he had no expectation of surviving. Mm-hmm. And at that point, I was about 6 weeks old or something like, but still, he managed to slip that damn Adolf name on my birth certificate.
I'm just hysterical when I heard that.
Finally, I went to court here in Naples and got that changed.
Yeah.
And the judge argued with me.
Yeah, they
and,
give you a hard time. Well, if they thought you're trying to avoid a lawsuit or an ex-wife or something, what do they know? So I can give you.
Do you have a bleeper?
I don't know. I think Flounders are. You're talking about bleeping him up because you're about to say something. Yeah, I think it's working. Take a chance. You can probably say it once.
The judge just gave me a hard time about wanting to change my name to just the letter A. And I finally said, well, what would you like me to change it to? Asshole?
that might have, you might have set off the old timer on that one. pretty good.
I asked.
Yeah.
I asked.
And I always give permission. I don't care.
You're like my favorite guy, Ricky Gervais.
I love that guy too.
Yeah, I say, I don't care. I don't care. I'll never do this again. I'm not going to be called back. I don't care.
Yeah, we just had him on the other day, and as one of our comedy bits. In fact, it's just your eyes water listening to that guy.
Boy, did he eat up the Golden Globes.
Yeah,
I love.
We just played that about a week ago. Yeah.
I can't wait for the Kelsey breakup with legs. I mean, what's her name?
No, okay. There's Flounder and Pete and me and you all on this link here right now. I guarantee you, I am the only guy in here who has it in my heart that this is a real, honest, wonderful romance. I am so tickled pink. I am enthralled with this deal. I can't get enough of the fact that this is a man. This guy, this football player, is willing to do anything for his girl.
What does he play again?
Tight end. Yeah, I guess you got to have one to be one.
Did you say football?
I might have said that. It's very possible. I can't be responsible for everything.
Listen, they're talking about a prenup, and he's saying, hell no, I won't sign a prenup.
Well,
she's worth over $1 billion, and he's worth whatever money he has until he sprains a knee.
Yeah, I don't think there's any issue on a prenup on now. But the thing is, what really makes me kind of emotional about this is that I feel. I don't like Taylor Swift's politics, but
you had a thing for her.
Well, no, actually, no. Well, she's got a great face. When I remember, in fact, my daughter Jennifer ribbed me one time because the first time I ever heard of Taylor Swift, she was singing Teardrops on My Guitar and then the other country boy song where she's in love with some country music star. I can't remember the name of it. And I love those two songs. And I was talking to my daughter Jennifer at the time, and I saw her picture on the cover of one of her albums, and it was her with her feet dipped in a pool or something, a little summer dress. And I said, boy, have I got the hots for that chick. And she said, Dad, she's 15. So,
I'm sorry. The first time I saw her, I thought the only animal on earth with eyes further apart than that was a blue whale.
Well, I don't have a thing for her physically. She's not my type at all in any way.
No, I know your type. I've seen your type.
But the fact is that she was a monster, a business empire, and was afraid to be a girl, was afraid to be romantic and out in public, had to hide everything. And finally now she's acting like a girl who wants to be in love and doesn't mind showing it. And to me, I'm tickled about that. I think
I can't argue about that. By the way, the first song I ever saw her sing, and I thought it was a great song. She's probably 12. I don't know. Yeah. The title of it was Our Song.
Oh, that's a great song. Our song. This is our song. The slamming of the kitchen door, the slamming
screen door, and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And Shake It Off. There's a lot of great songs. A bunch.
No. I heard my granddaughter sing "Shake It Off" too many times. I threatened her with her inheritance if she ever sings that song in front of me.
Yeah, well, I played a lot. That's for sure.
You started off so great with the Alan Parsons Project, and now it's Taylor Swift.
Well, it's liable to go anywhere in this place.
I like the Alan Parsons.
Oh yeah, so did I. Yeah,
there is no current music that I have any affection for at all. And don't Don't give me with hip hop and rap. It's all crap, all of it, every bit of it. I cannot believe that we didn't have a Drop the Peach celebration in Atlanta because they'd spent all the money on the hip-hop 50th
rock
anniversary.
And nobody won, right? And there it goes.
Nobody gave a flying fornication about.
Well, what's the one at Piedmont Park or whatever, and again, when it gets all hip-hop and everything else, I mean, and then they say, well, we don't have any, Republicans there because they might have guns. I mean,
Listen, anybody that goes to Piedmont Park for a hip-hop celebration deserves exactly what happens to them.
Yeah. By the way, along with your point, Neil, by the way, Flounder, you got to tell us when if we have to take a little bit of time.
You guys go as long as you want.
Okay, doke. I've just asked Flounder to put on my little...
You have commercials?
No, not... Well, we squeeze them in together. It's my... I know, it sounds amazing, doesn't it? The camera's back on the radio. I just asked Flounder to put 4 new songs on my magic music stick that he does, so listen to them in the car home, and they're all oldies. The Everly Brothers, Devoted to You. I mean, Air Supply with one of my favorite sing-along songs. I can't remember what the song is, but I love this. It's got great harmony and chorus and stuff. So but those are all. I mean, I don't have any allegiance to anything in the music industry.
No.
These days.
Well, now wait a minute. There's one thing that I don't know when it came out, but it's obviously rather new. And it's Alison Krauss and Robert Plant. Remember
I like
Robert
her.
Plant?
I love Alison Krauss. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I like what
Whiskey Lullaby.
Vince
Is that
Gill.
the one she did?
Yeah. Vince Gill said about Alison Krauss, when I die and go to heaven, if the angels don't sound like Alison Krauss, I'm in the wrong place.
Yeah. I like her. a lot.
And that reminds me of the joke about the girl walking into a bar and sticking her hand way up in the air and says, is anybody here going to buy a girl a drink? You don't know that.
No.
Okay,
is this another one we get the beeper ready where we have to bleep you out?
Well, we've already said a-hole. So.
It's like the guy goes into the bar with a gun and says, all right, which one of you guys have been sleeping with my wife? And the guy in the back says, you don't have enough bullets.
No, but so she says, is anybody here going to buy a... Well, she was a hag, okay?
Guess, yeah.
So she sticks her straight up in the air. She's pointing. Anybody... Guy at the end of the bar, I'm going to cut this short. They're drunk. He says, I'll buy the ballerina a drink. And I should indicate that she was hygiene deficient, including shaving.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So the bartender says, why did you call her a ballerina? And the guy says, any woman that can kick that high has to be a ballerina.
That was her underarm.
So here comes D squared with the pink slips right now.
D squared. That's the boss.
He's walking in right now.
No, it's all going great.
So you asked me where I am. As a matter of fact, home in Naples, Florida.
Good.
I came down here accidentally, really. My wife was visiting Don Farmer and Chris Curl down here.
Oh, I'll be darned.
True story.
Yeah.
And we still see Chris Curl all the time, but she was visiting them, and I went home because I had to do a radio show. And about midway through the week, Donna called me up. How you doing, honey? I'm doing great. I like it down here. Well, I'm glad you do. I'll be down there this weekend to pick you up and take you home. She says, oh, I mean, don't hurry. I just bought a house. No, that's true story. Yeah. That's how we ended up in Naples. Naples was never on my radar.
Yeah.
Never. But it is consistently rates as one of the top places in the United States to retire. And I'm sitting right here looking down at the waves from the Gulf of whatever that is.
Yeah. Well, I used to go every March, every spring on a break. I would go visit my parents who had a place in Bonita Springs, right there on the beach. Yeah, right down the road from you. Yeah, Bonita Springs. Yeah.
God, that place
for years and years.
torn
I know.
by the hurricane.
Oh, my mother was a sheller. God, is this of any interest to anybody? I'm so sorry. We're talking about my mother was a sheller, and I'd get up with her at 5:30 in the morning before dawn, and we'd go out on the beach and get all the great shells, and then she'd make lamps with them and give them to friends and make gifts. I mean, it was unbelievable, but it's what we did. And then the hurricane came, and it blew the whole inlet, and so it basically cut down all the shelling because it changed everything. The landscape was changed.
So now Sanibel is your shelling headquarters, and still is
nearby.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But I cannot tell you how much we love this place, except in the summer when it says feels like 115 degrees.
Yeah, it's not the heat; it's the stupidity. The humidity is brutal.
Well, thankfully we have the Boortz bus, so in the summer when the temperature gets like that, this year we'll probably be in Lake Louise, Banff, Alberta, Canada.
Wow, no kidding! Outstanding. Good
we just get all over the place, and
good for you.
Really do.
I'm happy for you. I think I'm thrilled for you. I think that's wonderful.
So, Kimmer, are you pounding the Trump bandwagon?
No. As a guy, Donald Trump is not my kind of guy. I wouldn't want to be his neighbor. I wouldn't want to play golf with him. Well, I played golf with him once, but he's not my kind of guy. I personally, it's just I just don't like him. But he's, my God, what he did for the country, and he's one of the few guys who isn't using it to try to get more power or money. In my opinion, I think everything he did was for the best for the nation and to try to prove what a great guy he was for America. I mean, it's all in his ego, but I don't care if his ego says I want to be the best president we've ever had. That's okay with me, as long as he's got the country on the forefront. And again, who's going to beat him?
Nobody.
He's the guy, so we got to say. And again, freaking Georgia.
When I was,
Georgia. You go ahead. You go.
Well, when I was practicing law, I had the misfortune to have to deal in contract negotiations with Donald Trump.
Yeah, I know.
And he is a prepuce.
Yeah.
And for anybody that wants to look it up, that's PREPUCE. And he put the pus in prepuce. Yeah. He really. But anyway, I keep telling people I don't like him, but I like what he did.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't argue with that. I mean, my God, everything that's been done to reverse it has given us this state where now it's $4 for a gallon of gasoline, and the pipelines are shut down, and the country's got a wide open border, and nobody appreciates it or respects us. We're dangers all over the place. I mean, this is unbelievable. What's happened to our country? Everything's woke now, and my God, gender stuff and girls going to the boys' bathroom and vice versa. The whole country's going nuts because of the last 4 years.
What a joke all of that is.
Yeah.
But by the way, I'm assuming you can read.
Yeah.
Have you ever read the book? Sorry. Have you ever read the book Camp of the Saints?
No.
Write it down.
Okay. Camp of the Saints.
And you can read the whole thing online for nothing.
Okay. Well, I know I want to hold it. I like to hold books in my hand. I don't do online stuff.
Books, huh?
Books.
Okay. Anyway, it was written by Jean Raspail, a Frenchman, and that book will make your eyes bug out like a stomped-on bullfrog because it's happening in Europe. It's happening in America, just exactly what that guy was talking about when he wrote Camp of the Saints. And people, liberals, lefties, progressives, idiots, hate that book because it is so true to what is going on in our country. Yeah. So the next time we talk, I will expect that you have at least started the book.
All right. Well, it's just like, for example, what they're doing to European farmers and doing in Germany and all. In Canada, by the way, didn't Trudeau, Fidel Castro's son up here, Justin Trudeau, didn't he just get ripped off, got blamed for his illegal shutdown of the truckers and all that anti-freedom stuff going on last year?
Well, he certainly caught a lot of hell for that, and deservedly so. And, my last experience, and I don't know why I'm doing this again. Donna and I drive around in a Prevost. You've seen those. Kind of a big motor coach.
Yeah.
Prevosts are made in a town outside of Quebec City.
Huh. Okay.
In Canada. That's where the shell is made. And then the shell goes to several converters in America. Ours is located in Sanford, Florida, and they turn it into a rather nice motorhome.
Yeah.
But we went to Quebec City a couple of years ago for a rally. We were there for 5 days. And then I crossed the border back into the United States. And by the way, I got away with having a firearm on me that time. But
really?
Yeah. I'm not going to.
Well, be careful
the guy at the border. I know the guy at the border said, "Do you have any weapons with you?" I said, "Does my wife count?"
Oh, hey, you're funny. Go through.
And he laughed. I'm not going to try that again, though. But at any rate, there's the telecom company up there in Canada. I must have messed up with Verizon somehow and not clicked the right button about roaming. I got a bill from 5 days for $10,000.
Oh my God! Are you serious?
10,000?
$10,000.
Oh,
now, let's take a vote. How many of you think I actually paid that?
Oh, I'm sure you didn't pay probably much of that.
How about none?
Yeah, wow.
So there's probably warrants for me up there, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, my.
We're gonna hit that area of Canada about September, I believe.
Well, that'll be fun. It's good time of year for Canada trip.
and we'll be 2 months away from America taking a dive bomb to hell.
That's right. I mean, because boy, this election now, and by the way, I still think I think they're going to throw him down the stairs. Biden, I think they're going to throw him down the stairs. He's going to fall in the shower. Something's going to happen. And then I think they're going to have a wide open convention because they can't put Carmela, the side piece, America's official shiftless, lazy vice president. They can't run her as the head of the ticket. So they're going to say, well, because of this, let's just have an open convention and let's bring all our Democrats in here and let's decide who's best for the country.
Then
it
would be Gavin Newsom or Big Mike.
Gavin Newsom. Wouldn't it be great to have a first lady who was one of the sodomy queens for Harvey Rapestein? She was one of his couch victims. Have her as a first lady.
That's not nice to talk about Donald Trump Jr.'s wife like that.
No, not that one.
Oh.
No, Gavin Newsom's wife, sir.
I'm a lawyer.
Poor Gavin.
Yeah,
I mean,
what a jerk.
He just went to pieces when he lost Kimberly Guilfoyle.
Heartbreaker.
But he had a lot less chance of being smothered to death in his sleep.
She always looked like high maintenance to me, boy. I got to tell you, she looked like nothing but trouble. I'm sure she's wonderful in every way. I know I shouldn't say anything about it, but
that leads me to another book, and I know the morning guys are well aware of this. It's my favorite book of 2023. Okay,
yeah,
New York Times bestseller for about 10 weeks. But it is, and I'll start the title of the book, and Kimmer, you can finish it.
Okay.
The subtle art of not giving a
blank. We've already got our editing machine going crazy here so far this afternoon. Yeah, Who wrote that? I don't know who wrote that.
I forget too.
Yeah, I've heard the title, but I don't know much about it.
But Donna and I have both. Do you know we just had our 50th anniversary?
I did see that. I did see that on Facebook, and I thought, man, I envy you. I think that's fantastic. I'm
so proud of that. I can't hardly stand it.
You ought to be. You ought to be.
Actually, we had been together for 52 years, but it was a 50th wedding anniversary. And so I tell people, because I was smitten immediately, so I tell people we were married for 52 years, and Donna says, no, it was 50. And then people
and
say,
there goes the argument.
Then people say, well, what is the difference? And I say, she counts from I do, and I count from I did.
I did, yeah. Very funny. For some of you younger boys and girls, we'll have to explain that later. That's not.
You'll never let me on in the afternoon again. There's too many sane people
every day. Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm so proud of that anniversary. I can't.
You should
stand
be.
it.
I'm just thrilled for you. Honest to Pete, I wish that for most of us. Really, honest to goodness.
Now I'm actually planning on the 75th.
Well, good for you. You should be. I mean, that's hell. My folks were married for 65 years. It can
Good for
happen.
them.
Yeah. Neil, great to talk to you, my friend. Be careful out there. God bless America. Our best to your lovely bride, and we'll see anytime next week, whenever you're available. I don't care what day it is, what time it is. When you want to join us, tell them when you're coming, and we'll have you on every time, whatever.
Well, if you don't mind me being on an iPhone every once in a while,
you can be on anything.
Open,
You could do tom-toms and and the kazoos with the toilet paper rolls if we need to, and orange juice cans, whatever.
Okay, let's have a drink to Bugsy.
All right, Semper Fi, Neal Boortz. Thanks, my friend. We'll see you again next week. Be careful. Have fun out there. Neal Boortz, what a great thrill to talk to him again. 4:30, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Look out. Here we go.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit and is designed to take you anywhere you want to go. Get yours today at Subaru of Gwinnett with 1.9% financing and discover the many reasons to love a 2024 Subaru Outback. Standard EyeSight driver assist technology for added safety. The convenience of available wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Tough, sophisticated styling and standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. This is your opportunity to get out there and go places in the 2024 Subaru Outback. Now available this month with incredible 1.9% financing at Subaru of Gwinnett. Adventure never looked so good. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Go to SubaruofGwinnett.com to learn more. That's SubaruofGwinnett.com. Subaru of Gwinnett in Duluth. More than a car dealer. On select models. Cannot be combined with any other offer. With approved credit. Well-qualified applicants only. Expires month end.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9313. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9313. That's 800-575-9313. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I think it's time to get rid of that old, ugly garage door.
Get rid of it? All it needs is a quick repair. Where's my duct tape and WD-40?
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors, and let us be the ones to tell you if you need a repair or a replacement. If you have a wooden or uninsulated steel door, a replacement will always pay for itself with energy savings. But if your door is insulated and not very old, put down the duct tape and let us come out to service your door the right way. Head to allfourseasonsgarages.com or give us a call today.
A new Braves season is around the corner, and tickets are on sale. The Braves home schedule is jam-packed with great matchups, including the Texas Rangers in April, Red Sox in May, and Phillies in July. Plus, you better get your tickets now for when Shohei and the Dodgers head to Truist Park in September. 2024 will also be more amazing gate giveaways, like the Ronald Acuna Jr. bobblehead trio commemorating his record-breaking season. Replica chain giveaways featuring Michael Harris II and Orlando Arcia, a City Connect replica jersey, and the list goes on. Visit Braves.com/promos to see all of the amazing giveaways throughout the season and purchase your tickets. And fan favorite specialty ticket packages are back in 2024, including the Military Appreciation, Father's Day Catch on the Field, Star Wars, and more. Visit Braves.com/packages to see these special packages and the exclusive items that come along with your game ticket. Atlanta Braves baseball for the A.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food,
water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They are locally owned and operated. You can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
I feel like I need a megaphone. Attention, small business owners. Hey, it's Tug. How nervous are you about the roller coaster ride that we're on? Recession, inflation, high interest rates, and the most recent of issues, the banking crisis. If it wasn't tough enough already to get a small business loan from the mega banks, now it's going to be virtually impossible. That's why you want to reach out to my friends at First Liberty Building and Loan. FirstLibertyGA.com. The Frost family, they can say yes when the big banks say no. And now they're saying yes more than ever before. And they don't just work in Georgia, they work in all 50 states. So whether you want to buy a franchise or build a new building and you need $250,000 or more in financing fast, go to FirstLibertyGA.com. Fill out the simple form and in minutes you'll know if you're a fit for their program. First Liberty Building and Loan have backed hundreds of Georgia businesses. They can be your secret weapon too. First Liberty Building and Loan. FirstLibertyGA.com. That's FirstLibertyGA.com.
Dun, 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 dun. 4:35. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And the Joy Division, 1978, after changing their name from Warsaw, inspired by a song by David Bowie's Low album, Joy Division made their live debut when they played at Pips Disco in Manchester, England, 1978. I've never heard of this group. Is this a big English band back in the day?
They were on the verge of being very big, and then the night before their first U.S. tour, the lead singer killed himself.
Oh!
And they eventually became the band New Order.
Wow. That's kind of a bummer there. Sorry.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, the night before, the other bandmates could have been like, really?
Yeah, gee, we were trying to do a thing here. You know? We had a business.
Yeah, we had a thing going here. We had an objective.
I have just bought a car.
We're stuck in Topeka.
Jeez, God. Sorry. There's no joking about that kind of thing, other than on our radio station. No, we're stupid. That's silly. 436, let's call it. Our birthday list includes this China Cantner person, 53. Her reefer smoking parents, says here, her reefer smoking parents, Grace Slick and Paul Cantner of Jefferson Airplane / Starship, originally wanted to name their daughter God with a little G, G-O-D. And I think the courts wouldn't let her. I think that's illegal. I think a judge has a right to say to ban that. And on this day,
I think that's the daughter.
Right.
When I met her and talked to her several years ago, she was touring, selling her paintings, and I asked her why, and she said, because my daughter refuses to work and I have to support her.
Well, again, I met this Jefferson Starship people in San Francisco once when they were having all their fancy foreign cars towed away for bankruptcy, the non-payment of bills or something. They're talking to Cantner and Grace Slick. Oh, my God. 437. And this is in honor of Neal Boortz and the She Who Must Be Obeyed on this day in 1858. In fact, I should have asked Flounder to get this so we could actually play it. Mendelssohn's Wedding March was presented for the first time at the wedding of the daughter of Queen Victoria and the Crown Prince of Prussia.
What's it called?
The Wedding March from Mendelssohn. I think that's Here Comes a Bride, all dressed in white. Everybody's had her, but she's not going to be tonight, or something. I don't know, whatever the song is. And Neal Boortz and his wife, lovely bride, She Who Must Be Obeyed, married 50 years just the other day. So that was kind of nice. Are you going through a YouTube commercial here? If you got it, we'll play it. I think that's what Here Comes. I think that's Here Comes the Bride. But there's another one too. I don't remember. I've never been married, as you know. By the way, this portion of the Kimmer program is sponsored by our good buddies at Atlanta Safe House. Oh, here we go. Atlanta Safe House, where you can get your wedding pictures in your own safe. AtlantaSafeHouse.com. Oh, it just makes me want to Get married again.
Dance to it.
Oh, I just can't wait to find me a little gal.
Puerto Rican.
Any little Puerto Rican gal about 30.
Yeah. Plump.
Well, they know how to dress. They know how to wear shoes. High heels. 430. She'd be wearing high heels on the back of my Harley. I know that. 439. By the way, a quick. I hope you had fun listening to Neal Boortz. Again, I'll do better next time. I was kind of being stupid and silly.
No, it was great.
Well,
it was great.
Yeah, it was perfect. Just you guys shooting the.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? That book he's talking about, the camp of the saints. He wants us to read.
Yeah.
It was written in the 70s about mass migration from the third world overtaking Western civilization.
Yeah.
And written in the 70s, so it knows that, which is fascinating. They made a movie of it in 1990. But get this, the Southern Poverty Law Center described it as a racist fantasy.
Yeah, there you go. He said the liberals hate that whole idea about the migrants taking over your country.
And this stat came out today. Lawrence Fox posted this earlier. 50 years ago, London was 99% white. Today, a half century later, it's 33%. I was there last May. That's true. It's 33% white. That is not migration. That's replacement.
Yeah. Wow. Holy cow. You'd think of England still. Oh, my God, I can't believe that. Did you say England or London? England, the whole country?
London. You walk around parts of London, and you're the only white person walking around.
Yeah. Well, isn't the number one name of babies in London still Mohammed?
Mohammed for years.
Yeah. Yeah. 440 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. I hope a good political bunch of stuff coming up here shortly, including Marjorie Taylor Greene in the news. She's filing a complaint against the Fanny Floozy of Fulton County with her secret boyfriend, who's not secret anymore. Also, I heard this on the morning show this morning. There's a guy who showed up at a board meeting of the Fulton County last night, screaming about all the stuff that's going on with you stupid Democrats. We'll get to that. We'll play that for you in a second. Plus, the latest on the Trump trial and the border fight, stuff like that. A reminder, though, you can celebrate your 6-time National League East champion Atlanta Braves this Saturday. It's called Braves Fest, and it's presented by Delta Airlines. They're taking over Truist Park in the Battery. Braves Fest will get you closer to your team than ever before. The day features a variety of stuff like a player and coach appearances, autographs, player photos, interactive experiences, shopping, dining, memorabilia stuff. Now, this is this Saturday at Truist Park and the Battery this Saturday, but you have to have a ticket. Luckily, they're free. You just have to download one, but it's not. There's no charge, but you have to have a ticket. Download your complimentary ticket today. Mark your calendars for this Saturday. It's 2 days from 10 to 4. 10 to 4, Truist Park in the Battery, Braves Fest, presented by Delta Airlines. Free tickets at braves.com/bravesfest. Braves.com/bravesfest. The kids would love it, and there'll be players there and coaches and people fooling around and having a good time. All right, 442 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Excuse me. I was talking about the Babylon Bee earlier. Babylon Bee has come out with some suggestions for Donald Trump's vice presidential running mate. Nikki Haley's husband, just to really mess with her. Or how about Macaulay Culkin, the Home Alone 2 reunion America needs? Or my favorite, Taylor Swift. Expect multiple cutaways to show her in the audience during every Trump speech. Man, Babylon Bee. I love these guys. Oh, God, 443. Flounder, what do we miss? What do you got little Flounders funny for us here? Or some music, either way. Funnies or music, either way works.
Music is nice.
Not telling me how hard it is to be gay. Like my neighbor said.
I messed that one up.
That's all right. You want to start over?
No, we'll do another one. It looks like I got the music intro when I downloaded, so just bear with me.
Oh, no. Well, in fact,
here we go.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
I like my gay neighbors. They're nice people. They're just strange because they're always telling me how hard it is to be gay. Like my neighbor said this to me the other day. He goes, Rod, I don't know if you know this or not, but there's still a lot of prejudice out there in America. And I was like, if I know, Dude, I'm on the first team. Me and Tonto, we're well aware of what has happened. You know, I've been black a long time, is what I'm trying to say. I did not have to come out. You know what I mean? That'd have been weird right there. I'm sitting on the edge of my bed. I'm all upset. I'm going, I like ribs and rap music. I might be a black dude. I got a taste for watermelon Kool-Aid. What does that mean? My gay neighbors got me to march in the Gay Pride Parade with them last year, which, I'm down for the cause. I think if you're gay, you should be proud. It's what you are. And so I marched. But the main reason I marched is because, black people, we don't have a parade. It's weird to me because everybody's got a parade but us, right? Like the Irish have a parade, the Italians have a parade, Puerto Ricans have a parade, gays have a parade, no black parade. So a little tip to you white people, you see a brother in your streets, that's probably a riot. Go back in the house.
And who's that guy?
That is Rod Paulette.
Rod Paulette. Thank you, Rod. 444 with the Kipper, Pete, and Flounder, 1063.
It's getting serious in Texas.
What's that? What now?
They put barbed wire around the Alamo.
Ho, hey, hi-oh. Thank you. Oh, my goodness. Coming up, Marjorie Taylor Greene suing the secret boyfriend of the Georgia Fanny the Fulton Floozy prosecutor case. Also, the screaming, angry resident of Fulton County because of these stinking liberals. And Joe Biden's granddaughter trying to defend him. But frankly, the man is a piece. He's white trash. Joe Biden is just America's white trash, leading the family of white trash, anti-American losers. 4:45 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 1063.
Hey, it's Lowe's. Let's talk about Howard Brothers and Kawasaki engines. Landscapers rely on their equipment every day and need capable power, and the team at Howard Brothers and Kawasaki engines answers. Kawasaki engines deliver the power and performance that Howard Brothers customers demand. Whether the equipment on their trailer is an X-Mark, Skag, Cub Cadet, Toro, or Walker, chances are the mowers are powered by Kawasaki engines. The folks at Howard Brothers know power equipment better than anyone. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Kawasaki engines and Howard Brothers.
Whew! It's cold in Atlanta right now. So if you had to pick an extra hose to plunge into the ice-cold water, are you picking Tug or Rhino? It's the 2024 Polar Plunge to support Special Olympics Georgia. From now until February 3rd, just go to extra1063.com/Polar Plunge and make a donation on behalf of Tug Cowart or Scott Rhino. The host with the lowest amount donated is taking the plunge at Ackworth Beach in February. And all donations go to support Special Olympics Georgia. Donate now at extra1063.com/Polar Plunge.
My name is Amy Risley. I have been working for Bruce Hagen for 17 years. When I first started, my boys were 4 and 6, and whenever I needed, Bruce allowed me to bring them to our office. Bruce has always treated us like family. And 17 years later, I still love coming to work for Bruce Hagen. Just recently, a friend told me they hear Bruce talking on 680 The Fan. They asked me if he was as nice as he appeared to be on air. I smiled and without any hesitation answered, he's even nicer in person. I'm Amy Risley. I work for Bruce Hagen. Let Bruce Hagen work for you. Hagen-law.com.
The engagement ring that started your story. The wedding band that commemorates that special day. The diamond tennis bracelet for your first anniversary. The beautiful earrings with your first child's birthstone. Some of your life's best moments were celebrated with the help of Solomon Brothers Jewelers. No matter the occasion, we've been there for all of them. From weddings and birthdays to anniversaries and graduations. Nothing says I love you more than a beautiful piece of fine jewelry from Solomon Brothers Jewelers. What's your next special occasion? Celebrate it with a beautiful pair of diamond earrings, necklace, bracelet, watch, or a ring from Solomon Brothers Jewelers. See rings and styles you've never seen before at prices you've never seen before. And don't forget, we also offer jewelry cleaning and repair. Life's greatest moments are meant to be cherished, and no matter the price, you'll find something nice at Solomon Brothers. Visit us on Peachtree Road in Buckhead or Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, online at SolomonBrothers.com and on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for a new weekly radio show, Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. This week's guest is defense attorney Lance LaRusso. Tune in on Saturday or find it online at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 770-627-3235 or online at atlbail.com.
Yay, yay, yay. Bum, bum. Not exactly the Shirelles or, Supremes, Little Eva, but the Carpenters had a real sweet song here with Please Mr. Postman. And on this day in 1975, they went to number one with their version of the Marvelettes' 1961 hit. 14 years later, Please Mr. Postman. The song is notable as the first Motown song to reach number one on Billboard singles chart in late 1961. This was the first song done by the Marvelettes in Motown to hit number one. That was the beginning of the Motown extravaganza. Now, I'll put Little Carpenters here as founder if you want.
So you'd play the white bread version of it.
It's in the news. It was in the news. No, because on this day in 75, they went to number one. That's why we're playing it with their version. But the original, of course, was the wonderful Marvelettes. Great song. Our birthday is...
God.
What's that?
Flounder just sent me the absolute worst news we could possibly have.
No. What now? Oh, my God. Breaking news. 451, news. What?
Okay, I'm going to look it up right here to make sure that this is a done deal and Flounder's just not hurting us for no good reason here.
Screwing with you like always. What's that? Oh, no, they did it?
They've done something here. Their own website doesn't mention anything, and I'm not seeing anything on ESPN.com breaking.
But
did you see this on the internet there, Flounder?
Mike in Engineering is my inside source.
And the source says what?
Mike in Engineering. Let's don't kill the messenger because, oh, my God.
It's not your fault. Say it, damn it. Say it. What are you talking about?
The Falcons... 1 hour ago, the Falcons said we've completed an interview with a guy, but now everybody's saying that the Falcons have hired their former interim coach, Raheem Morris. Probably the bottom of the barrel of all the guys they've talked to, the least one that he will generate zero excitement to the fan base. Nobody cared when he was here. Nobody cared that he was with the Rams. I mean, he's a good assistant coach, but I don't think he's head coach material. I'm just sorry. I hope he does well. I hope he does. But this will do nothing to invigorate the fan base here.
Well, if that's true.
They hired him because they know him.
Yeah.
They hired him because they know him.
Yeah. Well, also, now who's left?
Seahawks. Seahawks and Commanders, I think, still need a coach.
Well, but I mean, who would the Falcons have left besides Belichick or belligerent?
They interviewed 15 people. And he's the best of the lot. This guy who's a retread, please.
Well, Vrabel is he still available? And of course
he's still out there. You got all these hot guys from Detroit and Houston and other teams, and they go and get a guy that's already been the interim head coach before here. He's a good assistant coach. But I just don't see.
Wow. Well,
he may even have been a head coach somewhere. I have to look it up here. I forget complete. Raheem Morris. That is so boring and depressing that's what they've said, because this is settling right here. They have settled on this.
Yeah. Well, again, we're not. You're not attacking this former assistant coach in any way other than saying you're disappointed that it's not a name that would excite the people coming into the season.
Nobody's going to buy season tickets besides his family.
Well,
it just seems more of the same.
Well, it's the Falcons.
They don't need to get someone from the past. They need to get somebody fresh and new and come in here and kick ass and hand them the power.
Yeah.
Instead, he doesn't. He never fires the suits. You got Rich McKay up there, Mr. Mediocrity, forever up there, never going anywhere. And they hire this guy, Raheem Morris, that... Raheem Morris.
Well, we'll see. And again, this is an early word off sources from the internet or whatever.
Same old Falcons, man.
Or maybe
Same
from the
old
Falcons headquarters. We don't know, but it's a source that we have.
It says here there's several sources on the internet right now. They've hired him. He's the Rams defensive coordinator, who's done a good job as defensive coordinator. He did. I think he was at Tampa Bay too. Yeah. But still, in fact, I think. Let me look.
I think he was the head coach somewhere. Yeah. Well, again, we wish him well. We hope it works. We hope he's got to get himself a quarterback, and because we got a couple of superstars, we need to bring it all together, and maybe he can do it. If he's a defensive guy,
he's a defensive guy. Okay, I'm going to go on Wikipedia here because it's the first thing that pops up, which isn't completely, I would say.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we'll keep you posted.
Reliable.
Yeah. 4:55, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Maybe a new Falcons coach.
Okay, head coach. Here you go, head coach. He was Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach from 2009 to 2011. He's a retread.
Well, anyway, we hope it works.
Failed before.
Yeah, we hope it works. 4:56 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. By the way, my old co-morning man from the 70s, Mike Summers, sent me a little thing from James Woods. And by the way, we have little Pete's Tweets coming up later, and Holy Crap at Sports coming up later, and another Flounders Funny, probably stuff coming up. But here's James Woods has just posted a picture of President White Trash standing next to Vice President Shiftless and Lazy, side piece. In 2019, Biden's net worth was $9 million. In 2022, Biden's net worth is $41 million. In 2019, Carmela Sidepiece's net worth was $6.3 million. In 2022, it's now $28 million. From $6 million to $28 million. And President White Trash, $9 million to $41 million. Yeah. Okie dokie. A lot of reaction to that going around social media now. It's not shocked. Corruption is there. It never occurred to a Democrat to forego a salary like Trump did. And Trump, I think Trump lost like $1 billion in value of his portfolio by being president, or something like that.
There's a lot.
Anyway, so here we go. 4:57 already. Holy cow. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Georgia Congresswoman, has filed a complaint against the formerly secret boyfriend, Nathan Wade, of the Fulton County floozy, Fannie Willis. She says there are serious violations of state law over his purported failure to register and file lobbyist paperwork disclosing his solicitation of Willis and excessive gifts to the prosecutor. Infamously crooked aims of lobbyists holding accountable corrupt public officials, disclosure requirements shine light on the infamously situation. DAs, administrators in discharge of their duties. She wants him investigated. She says he failed to register as a lobbyist and file monthly spending reports between 2021 and 2024. And, of course, all the big gifts he took her on, like those exotic trips and stuff. So she wants him investigated. Investigated by the, let's see what actual group here. She wants him a state vendor required by law as a lobbyist, and so she wants the state to look into it. It's filed an official complaint with Georgia's Ethics Commission against Nathan Wade. 4:58. By the way, I don't know whether you heard this. Morning Crow this morning had this guy, Derek Blasingame, showed up at the Fulton County Board meeting last night, blasting the County Board of Commissioners and unleashing on the Fanny the Floozy at the same time. Flounder, we have a little Mr. Blasingame from earlier this morning and from last night at the Fulton County Board meeting.
Some of you all have made the comment this morning on my way in that he's done, he's through, it's over. Well, I want to let you know that Derek Blasingame, I'm done with Fulton County fumbling our elections. I'm done with the gross mismanagement of our taxpayer dollars by the Fulton County Democrats on this body. I'm disgusted at the information that is coming out of the district attorney's office as a taxpayer. I am done with most of your silence at the DA's apparent love affair with the special prosecutor and gross mismanagement of taxpayers' dollars to pursue what appears to be a frivolous lawsuit based off of partisan politics. Apparently, guys like me need to court Fulton County female executives if we want a free ride at all paid expense.
Yeah, like
apparently, we need to pursue Natalie Hall and Fonnie Willis, or maybe the executives in other departments, if we want a full ride and full pay. The DA appears to be...
Our Fulton County resident, Derek Blasingame, giving him 1-4. God bless you, buddy. Step for 5. Coming up on 5 o'clock with a Killer Pete and Flounder. Mercy.
This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the Extra app.
Trump takes the stand. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. The former president still denies writer E. Jean Carroll's claims in a second civil defamation trial, but the judge only allowed brief testimony in his defense.
A previous jury last May found that the former president is liable for having sexually assaulted Miss Carroll in a dressing room of a department store here in New York City back in 1996, and it also found that he had defamed her, so he could not relitigate the facts of the accusation.
Fox's Eric Shawn, under questioning from his attorney, Trump said he stands by a deposition from 2022 when he called Carroll's claims a hoax. Closing arguments in this trial for damages are set for tomorrow. President Biden visits Wisconsin to say his economic plan is working while unveiling $1 billion in spending to rebuild a bridge between Superior, Wisconsin and Duluth, Minnesota.
The president also unveiling almost $4 billion more in spending in dozens of other projects across the country, all part of the bipartisan infrastructure bill.
We're investing in America, in jobs for American workers, built with American products.
The stop as the White House and President Biden's campaign look to recapture support in Democratic stronghold communities like Superior and Duluth ahead of the 2024 general election.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. Transgender veterans are suing the VA over delays in gender-affirming care.
The lawsuit is aimed at forcing the Veterans Administration to include gender-affirming surgeries years after the VA secretary announced it would expand its policy. But even then, Secretary Dennis McDonough warned of a rigorous process to ensure health standards were met. The VA covers some transgender care for veterans, but not transition surgery. President Biden reversed a ban on transgender military members openly serving, and gender-affirming surgery is covered for active duty personnel.
Fox's Jared Halpern. America is listening to Fox News.
It's 2024. Do you honestly think the government is looking out for you? Do they have your back? We have political chaos, global wars, no border protection, and our leadership telling you about pronouns and electric cars. It's time to take a hard look at protecting yourself and your family. It's time to visit the Oxford Gold Group. Call the Oxford Gold Group at 833-995-GOLD and order the investment guide, or make a purchase of precious metals and get up to $2,500 in free gold. 833-995-GOLD.
Hear that? The soothing sounds of a bubble bath. And if you were here, you'd smell a single cedar leaf candle. But you're not here, because you're Your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. So if you ride, get back on the road and enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. And then take a shower, because it's fast, like your motorcycle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Roadside assistance may require comprehensive coverage. Not available in all states.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of plank. Ready on your dog, target. Road guards out. Stand by. It's only me. It's only the giver. How's it going? 503 with Pete Davis and Flounder at the controls. We got a whole bunch of, we'll reset the whole thing on the border war and the Donald Trump case, which is just, it just infuriates me about this business with this woman who supposedly was raped in NFL. Well, anyway, just the whole thing just makes me ill. We got the reset that. Plus, Joe Biden's granddaughter's getting into the act. She's getting real political all of a sudden. So she's, once again, she's no longer off limits if she's getting involved in politics, and she's free game. I don't think this is not the one who had the diary about how he was showering with her and teaching her how to be a tramp. That was his daughter, not his granddaughter. So anyway, what's her, Ashley or something? I got her name. 504, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? Here's a phone number if you'd like to join us. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. And we got Holy Crap of Sports with Pete coming up. Again, the latest news on, I guess we've hired a new coach for the Falcons. And Pete's tweets and Flounder's funnies and all kinds of good stuff, including some latest stuff on the news. And by the way, if you missed it today, Neal Boortz joined us at a little after 4 o'clock, and we had a really nice conversation for a very long time. It was kind of cool. And we'll do it every week. It could be a different day, just whenever, because he's traveling around with his wife in that van, so in the mobile home, so we don't know when he's available. Whenever he is, we'll do it.
And the segment with you and Boortz is up on Podcast Park, so if you want to go listen to it now, you're more than welcome to.
Excellent. And now if they have 106.3 on their app,
there's a link to
no, what they hit a little, there's like a little doodad there. What do they hit to get to the, like a audio file or something on that?
You go to audio, and then there's shows, and then there's the Kimmer Show.
There you go.
And it'll be on there.
Excellent. Well, again, we appreciate it very much. Well, I'm still learning all this.
When he said he went to Canada in the past, I was going to ask, how did you get your gun across? And then he answered.
I know a guy who pulled that joking, got away with it with a bag of weed in the front seat going across the border in Arizona, but that's a whole other story. We don't have any personal information about that. 506, all right. The White House. Official Peter Navarro used to work for Donald Trump. The January 8th committee did subpoena him, wanted all his information. He said, forget it, I'm not going. So he was arrested, charged, and convicted. And today, Peter Navarro, under the White House serving with former President Donald Trump, Peter Navarro got 4 months in prison and a fine of just under $10,000. The Justice Department wanted a $200,000 fine and more time in prison. He had claimed that the judge claimed that Navarro claimed there was a 2-tier system of justice and described the January. Okay, this is incredible. Okay. The judge in the case, the judge says that Peter Navarro was claiming there was a 2-tiered system of justice, which is true, and described that Peter Navarro described the January 6th committee as a kangaroo court. The judge said, I've made clear my confusion about his arrest when he could have been offered self-surrender. The idea that he's a subject of a 2-tiered system of justice when he's sitting here with 4 very capable lawyers is a real head-scratcher. The words executive privilege are not magical dust. It's not a jail-free card. To not engage with the committee to work through the issues, simply not engaged, there's no basis for it. Well, again, he says he claims that there was a 2-tier system, it was a kangaroo court. It was a kangaroo court, and there is a 2-tiered system. Ta-da! And he was, again, the Democrats are saying exactly what they're doing. This is exactly what happened. And by the way, speaking of 2-tiered, where's Hunter? Let's review. Peter Navarro just got arrested and convicted and today sentenced to 4 months in prison. and a fine. Remember, he was not the first. Former White House advisor Steve Bannon was also convicted of 2 counts of contempt of Congress, and he was sentenced to 4 months behind bars. He's appealing it. But again, 2 Trump aides convicted for contempt of Congress and got prison terms. Hunter Biden thumbed his nose at the committee when he was subpoenaed, refused to honor the subpoena, had a little funny news conference with his staff and his lawyers and his friends, and including his sugar brother, and then disappeared and had a little fun on everybody, and nothing happened. The Republicans said, "Oh, we're gonna get you, boy. You can't do this to us. We're gonna stand up for what's right. We're having you arrested. You're gonna be held in contempt of." Yeah, right. They didn't do squat. They screamed and yelled for like a day, and then didn't do squat. And Hunter Biden, the lawyer, says, "You know what? What the hell? Okay, we'll go. No problem." And he says, "Oh, okay. All right, all is forgiven." What do you mean all is forgiven? If you go rob a store and they catch you a month later and then you say, "Oh, crap, here's the money, forget it." Okay, sorry, as long as you gave the money back, you broke the law, but hell, as long as you gave the money back, it's like, Hunter, you broke the law, you thumbed your nose at Congress, you broke a federal statute, contempt of Congress. But, of course, you can get away with it because you're a Biden.
Well, it's like Eric Holder got away with it.
Absolutely. He was held in contempt of Congress and he just said, "Screw you," and nothing happened. They never came to get him. They never arrested him. They never showed up with an arrest warrant in his house at 6 a.m. with SWAT teams and boats and helicopters.
Yeah, like they did to the Elian Gonzalez.
That's right.
They do that to
guns
Holder,
drawn, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I mean, this is just outrageous. This whole freaking stinking, lousy, stinking family. 509. And we're going to talk more about the border thing in a second, but President White Trash's granddaughter, Naomi, is now jumping to his defense after Jesse Waters on his show last night, she claims, crossed the line, branding Joe Biden as a bad father. Joe Biden is a bad father. Joe Biden's a horrible father. And his granddaughter, Naomi, is saying Jesse Waters crossed the line. Here's, by the way, this is how this is written. I've got a couple of minutes here. I'm going to read you. In fact, I forgot who wrote this. Was this from Fox News or might have been Apple News? I don't remember. It might have been Apple News. But I'm going to read it to you because it's really biased. In a bizarre rant, Jesse Waters, who left his wife of 9 years, the mother of their twin daughters, for a Fox News producer who's 13 years his junior in 2018, attempted to tie Biden's border policies with parenting during a broadcast from New Hampshire. So the guy, in the intro to the line, the guy says, Waters, who left his wife of 9 years and the mother of daughter.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. So it's true. But again, this is the way
what a shock.
I know. And his new wife is young and she's got a hot body. She's like an aerobics instructor or something. Anyway, here it says, "I knew Biden was bad on the border because he's not the best father. The man can't say no to his own son." He said last night. Naomi's father, he can't say stop. He can't have consequences for actions, and that's what you need. You need a man in charge on the border to say this is not going to be allowed. Well, Naomi, who's 30, responded, "I've heard so many lies about my family. It takes a lot to make me upset. This crosses the line. Not sure how this man can call himself a reporter, and I hope he never has a son or daughter who struggles with anything. You can disagree with his policies without being this ugly." Well, now, wait a minute. What's that got to do with the fact that this man is a crook, a criminal, and an enabler, and knowing that his son, as a drug addict and a heroin addict and on the take, admitted that he takes part in, this is Joe, the father takes part in meetings where his son is using father's name to make millions of dollars and threatening to blackmail other foreign countries unless you do something because I got daddy sitting right here next to me? This is okay with anybody? Do you think my father would have allowed me, if I had called my father and said, "Dad, I'm a heroin addict, cocaine addict, but I want you to call, I'm going to have a meeting with these guys to blackmail them and threaten them that if they don't do what I want, that you're going to come after them. Is that okay with you?" "Sure, son, because I know you're trying to work your way through this, and, of course, you got everything going against you here with all the gun charges and everything else." I can't imagine.
They're from Delaware. The whole state is corrupt.
You're right. That's true. I mean, I mean, just white trash. Absolutely white trash.
Beach white trash.
I mean, honestly, And then the reporter goes on to say that that Jesse Waters and his girl tied the knot in 2019. Their son was born in 2021, followed by a daughter. He made a creepy on-air admission about how he started pursuing Giovanni by letting out the air in her tires so he could offer her a ride home. Again, this is a reporter talking about the Naomi girl. Waters made the thing. She couldn't go anywhere. He said, I was trying to get her to date me. The first thing I did, let air out of her tires. She couldn't go anywhere. She needed a lift. I said, hey, you need a lift? She got right into the car. Waters failed to mention he was married at the time, adding it was a happy ending. Anyway, so they really go after Jesse Waters for it, as he went after, as he should have gone after Joe Biden. What's that?
That's the Daily Mail.
Daily Mail was the one who got him. But again, they had the story when nobody else did. So here we go. All right, 5:13. What's that?
I was going to say, Southside Steve and his lovely bride are having an anniversary.
I saw that on my Facebook page, yeah.
And he posted today something I didn't know. He met her on one of his shows. She came in and was wearing some shoes.
Yep.
And he said, nice shoes, and stuck his finger under her foot in the shoe and said, nice arches.
She has great arches. I don't know if she had toe cleavage. I saw the arch. She had good arches. Don't know whether she has toe cleavage.
And it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
They're married, two kids.
There you are. 5:14, Kevin Pete and Flounder. Holy Crap, it's Sports is next.
From the latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust, your best new follow on social media is Extra 1063. We're at XTRA 1063 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events and so much more. Follow at Extra 1063 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
If you have been to Chuckingham Palace, you know that we now have gorgeous double front doors. Well, Dan Watkins, the guy that put that door in, told me some interesting things about it at dinner.
Atlanta is a weird market for front doors. For 40 years, builders have been installing odd-sized side lights as part of the front door, which is a huge problem now that people realize how much better their home looks with modern and beautiful double doors. Most companies will tell you the double door installation can't be done. It can be done, and we're the company to do it, no matter how odd the opening is. Let all Four Seasons garage and entry doors be the ones to tell you yes.
Job seekers, stop the endless job hunt. The Blue Collar Recruiter is your key to the career you deserve. Are you a skilled worker seeking the right opportunity? Look no further. We connect you with employers who appreciate your dedication and expertise. Technicians, electricians, plumbers, welders, and more. We've got it all, and opportunities are just waiting for you. So skip the frustration and let us guide you to your next job. Call the Blue Collar Recruiter, 678-916-6145, or visit thebluecollarrecruiter.com.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They are locally owned and operated. You can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, Cobb's premier lifestyle magazine, where you'll find familiar faces, local voices, and community businesses like Diaz and Gaeta.
Thanks, Tara. Hi, I'm Giovanni Diaz.
And I'm Zach Gaeta. We have been in practice for 11 years and have 6 attorneys on staff. Our practices offered are personal injury, immigration, and criminal defense. We're located right here in Cobb County. Check out our website at eglawga.com and set up a free consultation.
We believe legal help should be accessible and affordable for everyone. The first consultation is always free and directly with one of our attorneys, and we maintain contact with our clients. We do not build walls between clients and attorneys. I assure you, Attorney Diaz and Gaeta will be working on your case and walking through the entire process.
Our team is always looking for opportunities to serve the community. We are open to participating with nonprofit and community organizations. That's why our relationship with Our Town Monthly is important to us.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate you and the entire team at Diaz and Gaeta. And remember, Our Town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
So, Robert, I want to thank you for your time. I just don't think you're the right person for this position.
I don't understand. Was it something I said?
Well, we did a background check on you and found some things of concern.
If you're in charge of hiring for your company, you know how helpful a background screening can be. That's why companies that use Horizon background screening make smarter hiring decisions. Don't let the wrong hire put your company at risk. Get the real story on your candidates at horizonscreening.com. horizonscreening.com.
At the Piedmont Bank, we're proud to be one of Georgia's largest community banks, focusing on serving businesses and the communities they serve. With headquarters right here in Metro Atlanta, our tailored banking expertise and solutions help meet the diverse needs of our customers so they have what it takes to grow, expand, and thrive. It's what elevates us above the rest. Find a location near you at Piedmont.bank and experience elevated banking for you and your business. The Piedmont Bank. Banking elevated. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for a new weekly radio show, Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. Tune in every Saturday at 10 a.m. or find it online at thepodcastpark.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Look out, 5:19 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And coming up, Pete found an incredible story about Hitler's last day. That doesn't mean we like Hitler, but we're going to talk about something you won't believe. I was shocked. That's coming up. But first, more importantly, of course, Holy Crap at Sports with Pete Davis.
You know those Hitler things, the videos where they put something else and Hitler's screaming in the bunker about something?
Yeah.
Please, somebody do that with the Falcons hiring Raheem Morris. Please, someone have Hitler screaming.
Oh, my God. How perfect would that be? You could have gotten Belichick.
Yeah, you could have got the greatest coach of all time. You could have got all these hot assistants. And you got what? Mein Führer, we have hired a retread. What? Well, okay. AtlantaFalcons.com has nothing about this.
Well,
but everyone from Adam Schefter to everybody on the internet, including Mike the engineer, who is a rock-solid source.
He is our source.
Says, same old Falcons. They interviewed 15 men, but decided to hire not only a retread head coach, but a retread former Falcons interim head coach. Boy, it doesn't get more retread than that. Raheem Morris is coming back. 47-year-old New Jersey native. Okay. As the Buccaneers head coach from 2009 to 11, he was a whopping 17-31.
Oh, boy.
All right. Excited yet? Wait, there's more. Espera hay más for our Spanish listeners. Mm-hmm. Morris was 4-7 as the interim Falcons coach in 2020. So, for those of you, I'm going to help you out here. Those of you who went to Columbia or Burtmore High School.
Carry the 4.
That's an overall record of 21-38 as a head coach.
All right.
21
that's less than 50-50.
50.
Yeah, pretty good, yeah.
Man, I bet those Falcons season ticket hotlines are jam-packed as we speak. Operator standing by. Morris was the defensive coordinator of the Rams. Did a good job there last few years. He's a good assistant. But his past record as a head coach is abysmal. 21-38. He better hire a damn good offensive coordinator and go find a quarterback. Rumor is he may go after some guy named Zach Robinson, who's the Rams quarterbacks coach, which, I guess with Matthew Stafford, how much coaching do you need to do? But, what the hell? Yeah. So that's somebody maybe know a little bit about helping a quarterback out here. Good luck to Raheem. He's a nice guy, as everybody says. The player's going to love him. I don't give a damn. I want if he brings a winning team here, I hope they hate his guts. I'm so tired of hearing goes, hey, this guy's a really nice guy. Nobody cares. No Falcons fan cares about their personality or what a great guy they were or what they do for the community. All Falcons fans want is a damn winner. And this does not look like one. Yeah. I'm sorry. He does not look like a winner as a head coach. But good luck to him. To quote Groucho, when it comes to the Falcons, I have nothing but confidence and very little of that.
So we're hoping for the best.
I mean, if they've hired him, go on your damn website and tell the world if you're so damn proud of it.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Or maybe, come on, nothing yet.
Well,
nothing.
He may not have. It may have to wait till he signs officially or something. I mean, maybe they're just. I don't know. Who knows? They must have inked it. So.
Yeah, I'm sure they get the seal of approval from that great football mind, Rich McKay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as predicted here weeks ago, the guy they should have gotten, Jim Harbaugh, is now a former Michigan head coach, and now Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh. He signed a 5-year deal, allegedly. Unfortunately for him, the Spanos family is still running the show there. They're kind of like the Blanks of West Coast.
Yeah.
Wolverines offensive coordinator Sharon Moore expected to be named the new head coach in Ann Arbor. If they're smart, that's what they'll do. He's proven to fill in for Harbaugh in the past, and everybody, once again, they all love him, but he's actually a very good offensive coordinator. So hopefully, the Panthers have hired Buccaneers offensive coordinator Dave Canales as their new head coach, hoping he'll do for Bryce Young what he did for Baker Mayfield. So a lot of dominoes are falling right now. Adam Schefter of ESPN speculating that Bill Belichick might replace. Who do you think he might replace?
A guy at Tennessee?
No, a guy who's still coaching right now in the playoffs.
Oh, in the the guy there's only 4 in the playoffs, so who? I don't know.
Yeah. Andy Reid.
Oh my God! Really? Kansas City?
If he retires.
Oh,
if he wins it again, I think he retires.
Oh, I got you. I see. I thought maybe they wouldn't want to get rid of Andy Reid unless he wants to go.
No.
I was going to say Kansas. I never would have thought Kansas. I thought you had faked me out there for a second. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
This next story is for the adults. So if any children listening, you might want to fast forward or skip the next 3 minutes.
You've been warned.
WWE boss Vince McMahon is accused by a former female employee of reneging on a deal to pay her $3 million American dollars to keep quiet about allegedly sex trafficking her with other people there. She claims McMahon did something unspeakable to her head while they were in the midst of a threesome.
Oh, boy.
Leave it up to your imagination.
Yeah.
And that he also used sex toys on her, which he named after his wrestlers. So I looked up the roster to find some wrestler names that would make some good sex toys.
The Screaming
names.
Puerto Rican.
Here we go. Well, there's the Big E.
The Big E, baby.
There's the Boa.
I'm getting me the Boa, baby.
Andre the Giant.
Remember Andre the Giant very well.
Crybaby Cannon. Big Boss Man, Jake the Snake. That would work.
Can't imagine. I think that's for the threesomes. I'm pretty sure that's not a lone.
My favorite, the Mongolian Stomper.
Puerto Rican fence climber.
Here's what I forgot about. Kamala the Ugandan Giant. And finally, Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Piper? I barely even knew her.
Much less do something on her head.
Oh, my God.
Anyway. Switching gears here, and I feel bad for doing this, but play-by-play man Jim Powell announced on social media today he will not be returning as a Braves announcer after 15 years. Bally Sports announced this offseason that veteran broadcaster C.J. Nitkowski will join Brandon Gaudin in the booth for this season, with Jeff Francoeur taking a step back from a reduced schedule. So some changes going on in the Braves booth right there. By the way, spring training starts in about 3 weeks.
Wow. Oh, I liked hearing that. I like hearing that a lot.
Yeah. Ichiro Suzuki will be on the Hall of Fame ballot for the first time next year. To me, there's not even a doubt.
He was the hitter for baseball for years.
The only guy that kind of jumps. Yeah. I mean, he's still in great shape and everything. It's probably still played today, in the field or whatever. CC Sabathia is the only other guy I think that might get in the first time. I'm not quite sure about him either, but he is a Yankee. And
is his pitching record that good?
Yankees. Hey, he's pretty good. He was pretty good. I don't know if he's first ballot like Ichiro is, but still. Mark Schleybaugh of ESPN reporting the Privet, is that how you pronounce it? Privet hedges ringing Dooley Field at Sanford Stadium will be revitalized next month.
What does that mean?
They cover 5,000 square feet around the field, uprooted and replanted with the same lineage of plants that have been in place at Sanford for 95 years. It will include soil replacement and stuff. The hedges have a lifespan of between 20 and 40 years, are 31 years old. It's going to be completed before G-Day's spring game. They're going to be removed and were removed in the past when they hosted the women's soccer games in the 96 Olympics. So they took cuttings from those plants and made new plants, which they grew in nurseries around the state. I guess to keep them safe from a storm or something like that, in case something happened. Vince Dooley once said they're the sons and daughters of the original hedges.
I'll be darned.
It's pretty cool
No,
tradition.
that's cool.
That's what college football, it makes it great.
That's
what
why
college
it's so
football is
good.
tradition.
That's one of the reasons it's
And
so
at least we don't have to worry about Auburn players tearing up the hedges after a win at Sanford anytime soon.
Oh, hey, hi-oh. Yeah.
There are now just 3 college football head coaches who have won a national title still coaching. Can you name them?
Still coaching. Our Georgia football head coach.
Kirby Smart.
Kirby Smart. And let's see, Alabama's gone. How about
next door? South Carolina.
I can't think of the names. I know. Dabo Sweeney. The damn names aren't coming out. Dabo Sweeney. And how about the guy at LSU? What's his name?
Nope, he never won. Brian Kelly has never won anything. Think the Tar Heels.
God, I can't remember the name of the. I can't think of the name of the coach.
Brown.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mac
He's been
Brown.
around a long time. Wow.
Yes. The Hawks lost to Golden State 134-112 last night. The Wizards have kicked head coach Wes Unseld Jr. upstairs, replaced him with assistant Brian Keefe. And the Mavericks lost at home badly to the Suns. And at one point, Mavs star Luka Doncic got a fan thrown out for calling him fat. The fan yelled Doncic should get on a treadmill, and then the fan really got personal.
And right here, he's screaming and yelling and getting very personal with it.
So there you are, Tubby. Look like a bucket of lard on a bad day. You baby gorilla. Why don't you work a zoo and stop bothering people? Got a call yesterday from Baskin Robbins. They said that they're down to only 5 flavors. You swear.
Maybe the greatest fat joke of all time right there. They're down to 5 flavors. Anyway, that's from the great movie Dirty Work with Norm Macdonald and Don Rickles in there. Great movie.
Miss Norm Macdonald and Don Rickles, too. And one quick sports-related type thing. I have no sports birthdays today to announce, but on this day in 1964, Nike, the company, was founded. It was originally named, I'll bet you know this, Nike originally named Blue Ribbon Sports.
I did not know that.
1964.
They were named after Ludlow Porch's restaurant in Tucker.
Yeah, and a beer. Isn't there a beer, Blue Ribbon beer or something? Maybe that. Ludlow and the Blue Ribbon Grill, where you had Marine Corps birthday celebrations every year. 5:30 with the Kevin, Pete, and Flounder. Funny's coming up, and Pete's tweets, and the latest on what's going on with the border and Donald Trump trial and the whole deal here with a 106.3 right here.
Live and local every morning. It's the Morning Extra with Tug, Rhino, and Los.
We're not the party that energizes, that gets together. If we did kind of do peaceful protests instead of what they do, that's a good thing that we could energize and do and get people excited about. Maybe change the narrative and maybe let people listen to us. We're not going to do that.
No,
we should be in front of Fulton County.
Protest.
Right.
I'm not.
I mean, in reality, we should be in front of the Fulton County Courthouse and we should be saying something or having signs up and doing their little chants. Hey ho, Fanny must go. It's kind of funny. Hey ho, you must go. But regardless,
it's weird how it works out in this case.
It kind of worked out that way, didn't it?
Great way to end 6 o'clock hour.
Hey ho, you must go. Oh God,
you're not supposed to say that about the DA.
Oh, whoops.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. every weekday morning on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
The Atlanta Braves are proud to host the second annual Braves Fest Gala on Friday, January 26th. This intimate evening under the lights at Truist Park is the premier fundraising event for the Atlanta Braves Foundation. The event will transform Truist Park into an elegant winter wonderland with warming igloos and a ski lodge where guests will enjoy festivities on the diamond, cigar rolling, bourbon tasting, live music, and unforgettable opportunities to mingle with Atlanta Braves players. Visit Braves.com/gala to learn more and secure your tickets.
Hey, Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House again. It's time to just lock them up. Just lock them up. And I bet you think I'm talking about lying Joe and Hunter Biden. While that's a great idea, what I'm really talking about are things like guns, important paperwork, and extra cash you may have just laying around the house. The deals on safes are hot. Drop by the Atlanta Safe House and save hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a quality safe. No appointment needed. Drop by the showroom in Ackworth and let the safe experts help you pick the safe that's right for you. Or go to AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Normally on the morning show, we talk to everyone, but right now I want to talk to business owners. Hey, it's Tug. Do you need $250,000 or more to fulfill a dream of growing your business? Buying a building, building a building, buying out your competition, or buying into a franchise? And look, all the banks, they're in turmoil right now. They're afraid to do anything or loan to anyone. That's why you need to consider my friends, the Frost family, at First Liberty Building and Loan. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com today. Fill out the simple form and see if you're a good fit for their program. See how they can help you, even in these crazy economic times, to grow your business. FirstLibertyGA.com. The Frost family have been helping businesses since the 90s. If you've got an opportunity, if you've got an idea, find out if First Liberty Building and Loan and the Frost family can help you achieve your goal. Make your dream come true. The banks aren't going to help, but now you have a secret weapon. The Frost family at First Liberty Building and Loan. FirstLibertyGA.com. That's FirstLibertyGA.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9313. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9313. That's 800-575-9313. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You've been listening to Ray Giudice for years. He's a smart guy. You know he knows DUI and criminal law. He's been in practice for over 30 years. But did you know Ray knows some of the best legal minds in the business? From labor contracts to real estate to divorce. Ray can help you through it all. He can put together the legal team you need. He's the guy you call when you've got legal questions. So call him at 404-964-4185. Ray Giudice. 404-964-4185.
Does social engineering from leftist corporations make you feel like we're living in the Twilight Zone? You're not alone. Pure Talk knows the silent majority is fed up. It's time to join the masses who have fled their old wireless company for something better. Pure Talk. Those of you who always have your neighbor's back, who've pulled yourselves up by your bootstraps, who realize a little bit of elbow grease can fix just about anything. Pure Talk wants you. Get phenomenal coverage on America's most dependable 5G network for half the price of the other guys. With unlimited plans starting at just $20 a month, the average family saves almost $1,000 a year. And as a veteran-owned company, Pure Talk is a company you can feel proud to do business with. Dial pound 250 and say Pure Talk to join your fellow Americans and make the switch. Dial pound 250 and say Pure Talk and save an additional 50% off your first month with Pure Talk.
Neal Boortz here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPsetc.com.
How you doing? Kim Repeat and Flounder. 537. Hey, you're going to give me what now? Well, let's say it again, man. Thank you. Red light. A whole lot of love, baby. 1974, Led Zeppelin appeared at the Market Square Arena in Indianapolis. We used to call it that. I was there for a while when I was in the Marines for a few months. Called Indianapolis. Led Zeppelin, Market, Indianapolis. The set list included Rock and Roll, Over the Hills and Far Away. The song remains the same. The Rain Song, Kashmir, The Wanton Song, No Quarter, Trampled Underfoot, Moby Dick, How Many More Times, Stairway to Heaven, Whole Lot of Love, and Black Dog. Tickets for Led Zeppelin in 1974 were $8.50.
$8. Just the surcharge on a ticket today is over $50.
Just to hear one of those songs, you would pay $8.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. $8.50 in the 70s. And again, I'm watching an old Columbo show, and he's at the airport bar in Los Angeles. And you know how expensive things are at the airport bars anywhere in Los Angeles airport, in L.A. airport bar. He had a mixture, like a rum and Coke, and she had a drink, and it was $1.20. For both the tab was $1.20. I mean, a mixed drink was like 60 cents or something back in 1971. Anyway, quick birthday list includes that briber, Zelensky, the head of Ukraine over there, 46 years old today. They're trying to give him another $100 billion, for God's sakes, and making a deal on the border tied in with that and the stuff to Israel. I mean, it's our Republican Party. They're always going to cave, and it's just, we're in for more of it. That's probably, honestly, if you don't like Donald Trump as a person, you know he's going to try to get us back on the right track again.
You know what? After Trump wins and we have 4 years of Trump, if it's not DeSantis, I wouldn't mind this Abbott guy. At least he's got balls.
Yeah, I think he'll be in the number. And he's in a wheelchair, so an extra check mark, according to the liberals. If you have an extra check mark, it counts. That's right, baby. And on this day in 1915 in New York, Alexander Graham Bell spoke to his assistant in San Francisco to boast about how Alexander had captured a slow-motion scene of him ripping the wings off butterflies on his newfangled moving picture box, thus inaugurating on this day in 1915 the first transcontinental phone call. Was Alexander Graham Bell and his assistant. So there you are. 5:40 with a Kim Repeat and Flounder. Just in, kind of an update. The parents of Kansas City Chiefs fan found dead think the victims saw something they shouldn't have seen. Remember the three Kansas City Chiefs fans? Yeah. They were dead, found in the backyard, and one on the porch and two in the backyard, dead after watching football with their buddy who was apparently asleep for 2 days, didn't know what had gone on. One of the fiancés of one of the guys had called for a wellness check, and finally, eventually, they went over there, broke some windows, found out what would happen. Well, as the families wait for the toxicology results, one victim's father has a sinister theory about what happened. They had gathered at their friend's house to watch the Chiefs play the Chargers. The guy who owned the house said the attorney said his client had no idea the guys were outside, didn't even know that they were there or dead till the police showed up 2 days later after partying. Let's see. One father, John Harrington, said he's not buying the story. He doesn't believe anything the attorney says. Harrington's mother and I are both convinced, the father says, that Jordan Willis played a part in this somehow. The guy who rented the house, Willis. We just haven't figured out yet how. What else could it be? Perfectly healthy men don't just drop off the face of the earth. There were 4 of you in that house. Now 3 of them are dead, and you're not? That doesn't add up, he continued. I'm thinking that maybe the 3 of them learned something or saw something they shouldn't have seen, and he decided, well, I need to get rid of you now, friends or not. After speaking with the prosecutor's office, the father said he would expect that they treat this as a drug overdose and go on with their business. But I don't think it's as simple as that. I'm aware that they may have done some substances that were questionable, but the idea was to get high, not dead. If they were supposed to be friends, why didn't Willis come and find them? I'm sure they have 100 different answers to that, but that's my question. The dead person's mother told Fox News that although her son smoked cigarettes and drank beers with his friends, she doesn't believe he overdosed, and Jordan is going to have everything to do with what we find out about his death. Yes, I believe something happened that night and that Jordan had something to do with it. We all believe that Jordan had something to do with that. That's the guy who rented the house. He sat in that house for 2 days and had time to get rid of and clean up evidence. This is what the father said. He's had no drug test done on him. He's had no alcohol test. He had nothing to see how he might be included in this. They've given him 2 weeks to get rid of any evidence, completely gone. The father said, Jordan's not telling the truth. When you tell the truth, your story is solid. It's when you're lying, your story changes, and that's what's been happening. I don't understand why the police don't see that. And again, the Kansas City Police Department has stressed that Willis is not suspected of any wrongdoing and is not facing charges. The case, quote, is 100% not being investigated as a homicide. No arrests or charges, no one in custody, no specific threats or concerns for the community. They say that Willis voluntarily let him search his home. Of course, that was 2 days after whatever happened. Willis has since moved out of the place for fear of retaliation. The father of the dead guy we talked about, is not the only party who's suspicious of this guy, Willis. Some friends have taken to social media with their doubts. Other parents have said Willis must have taken an active role in their deaths. By the way, Willis holds a Ph.D. and is a senior principal scientist at the Neutralizing Antibody Center Sheaf Lab in Kansas City, where he does work on the AIDS virus. Something that comes to mind, this guy wants to brag about how smart he is. He's a scientist, said one of the mothers. My thoughts are that he concocted something and gave it to all 3 men. I'm thinking, how could this have happened? These are responsible men. How do they go in the backyard and freeze to death, all 3 of them? It's ridiculous. Wow. I mean, what a story.
Well, I tell you, if the toxicology and the autopsy reports come back with something weird or heinous.
Strange, yeah.
Whoever is deciding with the police that this is not to be investigated and allowed all this to disappear and blah, 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 needs to be fired.
Yeah. I mean, this is absolute nonsense. 544. Very quickly, Donald Trump testified in the Jean Carroll trial that's already found him guilty of fondling her, not raping her, but in order to pay $5 million. Now she went back because she claims he libeled her when he called her a crackpot they'd never even met. So she sued and won that. Now the judge is deciding. The final arguments for this trial are tomorrow. But Donald Trump took the stand today, but he was only allowed to ask. He was asked 3 questions by the defense attorney. First, did he see his deposition? Yes. Do you stand by your deposition? Yes. Third question, have you ever threatened the girl Carol, in your tweets and social media posts? Trump replied, no, I was only defending myself from what I believe was a false allegation. And the judge struck those comments because it went beyond a yes or no answer. And on the way out of the courtroom, Trump said, this isn't America. I mean, this is unbelievable. And now the closing arguments are tomorrow. This woman's 79, claims he raped her in Bergdorf Goodman department store 20 years ago. And he said, I don't even know her, don't remember. Anyway, so then the judge is going to, after closing arguments, the judge is going to decide if she gets another $10 million. I mean, it's just outrageous. How can he can't do anything about it. I don't know whether a civil case like this is appealable. I mean, oh my God!
It's New York.
Yeah, that's New York out to get him. That's right. Attorney General Letitia is out to get him, and of the other events, it's unbelievable. 546, Kimmer Feed and Flounder. Flounder Funny coming up, and Pete's tweets, and whatever we got. Also, a Shannon Burke update coming up after 6. When we get off, he'll still be on. All right, look out. Here we go.
Atlanta radio legends are right here on Extra 106.3. And here's what you missed from Neal Boortz.
You know, some of these Gen Z people show up for job interviews with their parents. Oh, yeah, you're hired. Gen Z employees are not capable of handling their workloads. No surprise there.
Catch Neal's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Hi, I'm Mark Beckham with Atlanta Ramjack. We specialize in only foundation repair. What makes Atlanta Ramjack special is the crews. Our crews are the most experienced people in the industry. Foundation repairs has many aspects. We do helical piers, hydraulically driven piles, we do polyfoam injection, we pressure grout, we do carbon fiber reinforcement. There's multiple solutions to foundation repairs. If you see any signs of foundation issues, please contact us at atlantaramjack.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
The engagement ring that started your story, the wedding band that commemorates that special day, the diamond tennis bracelet for your first anniversary, the beautiful earrings with your first child's birthstone. Some of your life's best moments were celebrated with the help of Solomon Brothers Jewelers. No matter the occasion, we've been there for all of them. From weddings and birthdays to anniversaries and graduations, nothing says I love you more than a beautiful piece of fine jewelry from Solomon Brothers Jewelers. What's your next special occasion? Celebrate it with a beautiful pair of diamond earrings, necklace, bracelet, watch, or a ring from Solomon Brothers Jewelers. See rings and styles you've never seen before at prices you've never seen before. And don't forget, we also offer jewelry cleaning and repair. Life's greatest moments are meant to be cherished, and no matter the price, you'll find something nice at Solomon Brothers. Visit us on Peachtree Road in Buckhead or Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, online at SolomonBrothers.com and on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit and is designed to take you anywhere you want to go. Get yours today at Subaru of Gwinnett with 1.9% financing and discover the many reasons to love a 2024 Subaru Outback. Standard EyeSight driver assist technology for added safety. The convenience of available wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Tough, sophisticated styling and standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. This is your opportunity to get out there and go places in the 2024 Subaru Outback. Now available this month with incredible 1.9% financing at Subaru of Gwinnett. Adventure never looked so good. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Go to SubaruofGwinnett.com to learn more. That's SubaruofGwinnett.com. Subaru of Gwinnett in Duluth. More than a car dealer. On select models. Cannot be combined with any other offer. With approved credit. Well-qualified applicants only. Expires month end.
As we start 2024, Central Heating and Air Conditioning would like to thank everyone for trusting them with your heating and air conditioning and home performance needs by throwing the 27th annual Winter White Sale going on right now through the end of February. And you can save up to $2,000 with carrier rebates, the best in the business. At Central, you're guaranteed to get the best deals possible. And why is Central Heating and Air the best? Well, they're one of the few locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and it's still that way today. And Central Heating and Air Conditioning can fix what ails your house health and possibly your family's health with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speeds, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Central Heating and Air's 27th annual Winter White Sale goes through the end of February. So check them out online at centralheat.com or call them at 770-GET-HEAT and turn to your Atlanta carrier experts.
Some choices are complicated, like do I get peanuts or popcorn? Thankfully, others are much simpler, like rooting for the Braves. And choosing Truist One checking. No overdraft fees. Lots of perks you can cheer for. And when your account balances grow, you get upgraded automatically. Oh, and with more than 130 Atlanta branches, you can add convenience to the list of perks too. Truist One checking. One simple choice. Branch count as of May 31st, 2023. Atlanta metro area. Truist Bank member FDIC.
Now this dramatic pause. 5:52 with the old Kimmer Beatles, the actual Beatles. Da 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 da. With a Kimmer, Pete, and a Flounder. Da 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 da. I want to hold your hand. Da, 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 da. Well, it was on this day, 1964. How could I forget? The Beatles' first #1 bestseller in America, I Want to Hold Your Hand, reached the top of the Cashbox magazine chart. I Want to Hold Your Hand became the Beatles' best-selling single worldwide. More than 12 million copies, the first Beatles record to be made using 4-track recording equipment. Well, I just think I want to now again. Just what a thrill it was. The Beatles changed everything, and I'll never forget when parents were concerned that their hair was so long because it went down to the back of their collars. 5:53, and speaking of the Beatles, on this day in 1980, Paul McCartney was released from jail and deported after being imprisoned for 10 days trying to sneak a half a pound of weed through the customs in Tokyo. Probably not a good idea. And it was on this day, 1981, 52 Americans held hostage by Iran for 444 days arrived back in America on Super Bowl Sunday, 1981. And you'll recall they were released as soon as Jimmy Carter was no longer president. On the 20th, I guess the 20th of January, whatever the inauguration day at that point, I guess always the 20th. When Reagan took over, they released the hostages as a snub to Jimmy Carter. One last shot.
Well, that's one way of looking at it. Also, and as oh crap, Ronald Reagan's in there.
Yeah, yeah. You better release him now because he'll come and blow the crap out of you. 5:54 with the Caribbean Flounder. Wow, also on time. By the way, the federal government with President White Trash has now responded to there are now 50. I'm sorry, of the 50 governors, there are 25 governors now, Republican governors, all condemning the feds and President White Trash trying to determine what happens with our southern border by letting them all come in. And now the the Texas Governor Abbott, you'll hear in a second, has still said we're going to keep putting up barbed wire other places. And the Fed government now, President White Trash has now said, we hate you Republicans, and we're going to get all you arrested. We're going to arrest you and put you in jail and make sure you never get to vote in an election again, unquote, President Stupid Face, which is pretty depressing. Flounder, how about Governor Abbott? Oh, hold on. First of all, even a better idea. We got all these tweets are hanging around there. And we got Pete Davis sitting right there. I can see him and everything. So we have a little thing we call Pete's Tweets.
One more thing I got to get off my chest about this Raheem Morris situation.
The new football coach of the Falcons, apparently.
Such a great hire. Yeah. Why didn't you hire him 3 years ago instead of Arthur Smith when you talked to him then?
Well, maybe they're thinking he proved himself in, was it L.A.? Where was he a defensive guy just now? L.A.?
The Rams.
Rams,
yeah.
Maybe they show he proved himself something. I don't know. But again, you're right. I mean, why wait?
Yeah.
And by the way, he's black, right? Isn't he? Which doesn't make a difference. But
Arthur, he's finally put his money where his mouth is and hired an African-American head coach after all this yapping he's done for years about this. Yeah. Now he's got an African-American GM. Does he keep him?
Yeah. Well, again, I don't know whether that has anything to do with it, but either way, we've got a new coach, apparently.
Hey, speaking of Reagan, during the 1985 Geneva summit, there was a moment when President Ronald Reagan and Soviet Premier Mikhail Gorbachev paused their negotiations and went for a walk.
Yeah.
Okay. Only their personal interpreters were with them, and for many years their discussion was a secret, hidden from both the American and Russian public. But in a 2009 interview, Reagan's Secretary of State George Shultz said that during the walk, Reagan came right out and asked Gorbachev if they could set their differences aside and join together in the event of what?
The event, they could join their differences in the event of, I don't know. Great question.
An alien invasion.
Oh, my. Well, that makes sense.
Does that not, and this whole Star Wars thing that he started, does it make you think that maybe they do stuff that they still haven't told us?
I guarantee it. And again, I don't know why they have. What could they possibly? The only thing they could tell us is that there's a life out there, and they're here, and they could kill us if they want. I mean, so we know that. So why don't just say it and say we'll deal with it?
You know damn well. One, they're afraid of civil unrest, and even more importantly, they think the stock market will crash.
Well, and it probably would. But again, it's. I mean, we're Americans.
People already don't work. What do you think's going to happen if they say there's aliens and they can wipe us out at any moment? What's the point?
Good point.
They're going to do that.
Yeah.
My friend Joe recently went on the Dolly Parton diet. Have you heard this?
I have not heard of the Dolly Parton diet. What's that one?
Well, it really made Joe lean.
Oh, Jolene. Oh, God. Dear Lord.
And what do you call a restaurant that only sells beans?
Fartin' pooper?
Well, that's the German word for it, yes. A gas station.
Gas station, ladies and gentlemen. Oh,
and there's Pete Street.
Oh, hey, hi. By the way, one of our little info sheets, it's 5:58. We're not going to play any more of those guys here. Do we have a Flounders Funny? Can we whip one of those in here?
Yes, we did.
Let's try. It's 5:58. We got a minute and a half here.
36. I'm not handling my 30s very well because realizing 30s is not old, but it is almost old. Like, you're right there, you know. And some of you in your 30s, you're like, that's not true. I'm still young. Yeah, the first stage of grief, denial. You come along. It's not. You got a little young in you and a little old. You're in transition, you know. Like, I still get excited about concerts, but I also get excited about Kohl's Cash. I'm in transition, you understand me? And everything changes. You can get hurt doing anything in your 30s. Anything is dangerous. I play basketball once a week. I texted a friend my age, and I said, hey, are you going to be here this week? And he said, no. I threw out my back. And I said, how? And he said, folding a sheet. And I wasn't surprised. I was mad at him because we needed the numbers. I was like, come on, man, you're 36. You know you can't be doing that by yourself anymore. You free soloed a sheet? Are you insane? You need a spotter for that kind of action.
That's Dustin Nickerson.
Yeah, that's our buddy Dustin Nickerson. I love it. 5:59 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. By the way, I found out today. Oops! Now I can't find my sheet. I had my special sheet. Now I can't find it. Oh, come on! I know what I want to do. I wanted to tease. Well, let's do this tomorrow. Pete Davis found out about the last 24 hours of Adolf Hitler. Now, this does not mean we're excited about talking about Hitler, but wait till you hear. I had no idea. I thought it was a whole private thing. Didn't know. Well, hardly. In fact, wait till you hear tomorrow what one of the witnesses said when they heard the bang. Hoorah, Semper Fi. We gotta go. You're killing me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete and Flounder. Oh, baby, we'll be back tomorrow. Let it rip Friday. Look out.
The Kimmer Show is back every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. only on WFOM Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. Extra 106.3 FM.
On the stand, I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. Former President Trump testified in his own defense in the defamation suit filed against him by writer E. Jean Carroll.
It was brief, less than 5 minutes, and very tightly controlled and restricted by federal judge Lewis Kaplan. A previous jury last May found that the former president is liable for having sexually assaulted Miss Carroll in a dressing room of a department store here in New York City back in 1996, and it also found that he had defamed her, so he could not relitigate the facts of the accusation, just dealing with the defamation issues and the damages. That's the only thing the jury is weighing here. In fact, the judge at one point said, as far as the jury is concerned, quote, he did it.
Fox's Eric Shawn at Manhattan Federal Court. Carroll is seeking $10 million in damages. 4 months in prison for former Trump aide Peter Navarro for refusing to appear before the House committee investigating the January 6th Capitol riot. Navarro is the second Trump aide convicted of contempt of Congress. Steve Bannon also got 4 months but is free pending an appeal. President Biden talking the economy during a stop in Superior, Wisconsin this afternoon, taking aim at former President Trump's policy.
He stripped good-paying jobs and shipped them overseas. Why? Cheaper labor. Rather than pay you a fair wage, ship it overseas. Lower wage costs and then import the product. Denying Americans jobs.
The president also unveiling $1 billion to be spent on a bridge that would connect Wisconsin and Minnesota. It's part of the bipartisan infrastructure bill. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says the negotiators will continue to work over the weekend to reach a deal on a national security supplemental bill, which includes talks on securing the southern border. Wall Street stocks closed higher. The Dow added 242. The Nasdaq gained 28. The S&P plus 25. America is listening to Fox News.
New year, even a presidential election year, but we are still facing the same issues. You need to prepare for the worst. Protect your home, your family, and your investments. It's time to reach out to the Oxford Gold Group. They make it simple for you whether you are buying more gold, diversifying your 401k, or buying gold for the first time. Call the Oxford Gold Group at 833-995-GOLD and order the investment guide, or make a purchase of precious metals and get up to $2,500 in free gold. 833-995-GOLD.
Hear that? The sound of adorable little birds in your garden. And if you were here, you'd taste the 2 sweet but tiny tomatoes you grew all by yourself. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens when you're riding your motorcycle, protected by Progressive, on your way to the store for a pack of normal-sized tomatoes. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without getting your hands dirty. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
A show of support for Taiwan. A bipartisan congressional delegation has arrived on the disputed island.
There are no official ties between the United States and Taiwan, but that doesn't stop congressional visits like this one.
The support of the United States for Taiwan is firm, it's real, and it is 100% bipartisan.
Florida Republican Mario Diaz-Balart, who's in Taipei along with